Evening, folks. Welcome to the show. It is indeed your boy Tim, the handsome liberal, depending on who you want to ask. But what does I say? Optimize. Unless what the fuck is that? Limit some functions. I don't want to do that. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I said optimize for stability. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get the show going. Happy Friday to all of you folks. We're entering another weekend. Spring is now here and summer is on its way. In fact, the opening, I'm a Cubs fan, and the opening day of baseball was yesterday. Both of my Cubs and Sox, Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox, lost their home opener or their openers. I think the Cubs were at home, but not the Sox. But anyway, they both lost. Nevertheless, busy week. You see the stream is titled Trump Takes on the World. And I'm going to give you some information as to why I'm saying that. Let me make sure that can be seen there. Yeah, Trump taking on the entire world. Not that that's probably a big challenge for President Trump. He don't care. But you've seen his rhetoric. You've seen things he's been saying about different countries, different leaders, NATO in general. So yeah, he's taking on the world. But I do want to give you some clips as always. Speaking of taking on the world, shit apparently is about to hit the fan. Now, you know, Trump originally was indicating he was not going to send troops, not send troops, but put troops on the ground. He was indicating he was not going to put troops on the ground. And I'm going to tell you, it looks like shit is about to hit the fan.
The Pentagon reportedly considering sending another 10,000 troops to the Middle East as the president has extended the pause on striking Iranian energy facilities.
Let's go now to Mike Tobin, who is live in Tel Aviv as the Israeli army continues its bombing of Iranian military targets. Hi, Mike.
Good morning, Carly. Good morning, Todd. Things are moving fast out here. It looks like a diplomatic solution is still active, but pushed down the road a bit. The information you're talking about comes from the Wall Street Journal that the Pentagon is weighing sending an additional 10,000 troops to the region. That's in addition to the 1,500 mobilized from the 82nd Airborne. It's not clear which division the troops would be drawn from. This as the president again extends the deadline for Iran to allow shipping through the Strait of Hormuz or face destruction of the power grid.
He's now. You hear him say Trump has extended the deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. It's kind of like you challenge some guy in a bar and you tell the guy, I'm gonna fuck you up if you put your hands on me. Guy punch it. Well, you better not hit me again. Iran is not going to open up the Strait of Hormuz based on Trump's threats. I think that's pretty clear. But Trump is now, I think this is this is either the first or the second extension he's given Iran. Iran is not asking for extensions. You make a threat that if they don't open up the Strait of Hormuz by a certain day and you don't follow through with it, then he's extended it on his own. But Iran is not even asking for any extension whatsoever. So he's doing that on his own because it's probably starting to appear as though the threats with Iran are not working. But we're going to talk about that. Because, like I said, he's taking on the world, apparently. Here he is in art. Now, this is coming out of an Indian station, so there's a little bit of accent on this woman, but you certainly will get the gist of the article.
U.S. President Donald Trump is at it again, raining fire on the NATO allies. Here's what Donald Trump has said. I quote him here first. NATO nations have done absolutely nothing to help with the lunatic nation. Look at the words of Donald Trump. Saying lunatic nation, Iran, now militarily decimated. The USA needs nothing from NATO. So this, even though it appeared that NATO was beginning to give statements of support toward Donald Trump, however, for the allies, is what Donald Trump is saying. Never forget this very important point in time.
Now, listen to what she said, if you could make it out. That NATO has done absolutely nothing to help with this lunatic nation, referring to Iran as a lunatic nation, and then following up by saying, we're going to remember NATO not helping. And just for clarity, I'll let you hear President Trump himself, where you can certainly make more clarity out of it.
Why I'm so disappointed in NATO, because this was a test for NATO. This was a test. You can help us. You don't have to, but if you don't have, if you don't do that, we're going to remember. Just remember this in a number of months from now. Remember my statements. Have an expression, a great expression. Never forget. Can never forget.
So what is the goal? He's going to threaten his way. I mean, that's essentially a threat to NATO. There's no other way to look at that. That is essentially a threat to NATO. We're going to remember. So in other words, you didn't help us. So sometime in the future, if something happens, we're going to remember that and allegedly, or better yet, not allegedly, but supposedly we're going to repay the favor. Now, I'm going to suggest that Trump, in this case, is being 100% honest. I'm not going to challenge Trump on this at all. I do certainly believe now that NATO has pretty much shunned him on his request for help. If a NATO member nation was under attack, I do believe President Trump would let that nation suffer the wrath of whoever their enemy is. Because Trump is, if there is one thing you can depend on Trump to do, it is to seek revenge. He has been very consistent in taking revenge at people he believes has wronged him. So I absolutely do believe that. And I'll tell you, like, let's say a nation like Taiwan. Now, I don't know if we asked Taiwan for help, but China wants Taiwan. I think everybody knows that. If Trump asked them for help and they didn't give him any, he would let them be on alert. It's pretty, like I said, Trump is known for seeking revenge. I mean, he basically campaigned and stated to Sean Hannity of Fox News that I'm going to be your president of retribution. So here he is letting all the NATO member nations know that he won't forget them not assisting. Now, I do believe that will die out with President Trump. I don't believe that, subsequent presidents will follow up on this, or governments. I think this is something unique to President Trump. But I want to ask you folks, this is our first topic. We have 3 topics. First topic being, do you believe NATO, the NATO member nation, should be obligated to help us in this ongoing battle, conflict, insurgency, or what? Now, what did he call it? Can you think of the expedition, or what was it called? Do you believe NATO should be obligated to help us? What is the term he's using? He's calling it a conflict, and not an expedition, excursion. Excursion. Yes, thank you in the comments. Excursion, Kingfin. Thank you. So do you believe NATO should be obligated to help us? Because there is a pact, one for all and all for one. But that generally, if I'm correct, pertains to if one of the nations is attacked. An attack against one is an attack against all. Not necessarily an offensive maneuver by one means we all have to jump in and pretty much, what do you basically, you jump somebody, your boy getting into a fight, and then you jump in and start jumping on the guy as well. That is more what this sounds like. America decided to go at Iran with Israel, and now we're demanding that other NATO member nations help, at least in some way, fashion, or form. Look like a lot of you folks do not believe that NATO should help. I see in the comments, Jeremy Stark, you says wrong. Wrong what? You got a lot more room to type than that. We don't block, ban, or censor, so feel free to state your, I don't know what wrong means though. Israel is not part of NATO. True. But America is, and America is involved in the Iranian excursion. So America is involved in it. So do you believe that America should be, NATO should be required to help? I played this before, but I still think it's humorous, and it certainly pertains to what's going on right now, because Trump is going back and forth over whether we need help from NATO, and then suggesting we don't need them, and he called them cowards earlier this week. He's really been going back and forth with NATO. I thought this one here was worthy of a retake.
Here's what I don't believe. This is me imitating Trump, not his voice, just his behavior. You ain't shit. You'll never be shit. You never was shit. I can't stand you. You disgust me. You mean nothing to me. By the way, give me your help. That's Trump. Germany, Greece, Canada, China. I mean, this is basically how he talked. Where did you think that was going to get you?
And I think that's, I'm not a huge Stephen A. Smith fan, but I think by far that's probably one of the best quotes I've ever heard him give. I can't imagine a quote better, because that is exactly what is happening with NATO. As Trump is saying all kinds of horrible shit about them one day, then the next day saying they should help. Saying all kinds of horrible shit about different leaders of NATO member nations one day, then the next day suggesting that they're obligated to help us out. So I can't see any fault to what Stephen A. Smith said. I think that is a perfect description of what President Trump is doing with all these nations. So, but I mean, there's still plenty of MAGA that believes that NATO should be obligated to help. Also, what I want to a couple other comments before we start taking callers. I'm gonna shorten the monologue so I can get to business and tap the screen, get us up to 10,000. You know what I always ask: smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. We don't block, ban, or censor. The program is going to be MAGA friendly always. Always MAGA friendly in its entirety. Liberals are welcome as well. Our comments go left of Mom Donnie to I'm having dinner with Q. So if you favor uncensored programming, this is the place you want to be. But I'm asking, if you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. You happen to be watching on TikTok, certainly get us up to 10,000. And follow us if you're on Instagram or Substack as well. Handsome Conservative, welcome to the best comedy show around. Put your hands together for the one and only Handsome Liberal. Comedy, huh, Handsome Conservative? I'm going to have to get you up here so we can discuss a few jokes. Second comment. Everybody knows the TSA agents are not getting paid in airports. From the news stories we're hearing, flying out of our nation's airports is a mess right now. Some places 3 to 5 hour delay just to go through security. Agents are not getting paid. They've skipped about 2, almost 3 paychecks now. And there's no hope in sight, apparently, for them to get the paychecks going again. Simple question. Now that we're hearing that some of these folks are sleeping in their cars or even donating plasma, who is responsible for the TSA agents not getting paid and the government being partially shut down? Who is responsible for that? Is it the Democrats? Is it the Republicans? Is it the president? Is it Congress as a whole? Who is responsible for the fact that TSA agents are being expected to work for free with no end in sight? A lot of them have quit. Many of them are not coming in and trying to skip as many days as they can, probably while they go out in Uber or DoorDash or, hustle on the side or whatever. But you got to wonder, how long can anybody? I know I couldn't do it very long. Shit, how long can anybody go without getting a paycheck? I think they get paid every 2 weeks and they've missed at least 2 checks. Shit, that's enough to bankrupt and really hurt people, because your bill collectors don't give a fuck who you work for. Every bill collector that is looking for money from you, including your landlord, they just want their money. Yeah, you work for the TSA. You knew that's what you were signing up for when you went to work for the government. I got a mortgage to pay. I need your rent. They don't give a shit about that. So who is responsible for the government continuing to be shut down? I want to give you a clip that some of you have heard and even discussed that might tell the tale. Senator Kennedy, Republican out of Louisiana.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a 2-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that. Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
So you hear what Senator Kennedy, him and Ted Cruz went to President Trump and let them know we have a deal with the Democrats. And he's saying it would have got the TSA agents paid by the end of the week. And Trump stated no negotiating with Democrats. So based on Senator Kennedy here, who is a Republican, by the way, it sounds like Trump is kind of operating under the banner of my way or no way at all. Either we get everything we want or the government stays closed until we get what we want on our side. I mean, he literally stated, Trump said, no negotiating with the Democrats. So the Democrats either have to bow down or everything stays closed. So I want to ask that question a second time. If the Democrats and Republicans had came to an agreement on a deal, which is what Republican Senator Kennedy just stated, if they came together and agreed upon a deal that would have gotten the TSA agents paid, and Trump nixed the deal, why are folks still suggesting it's the Democrats' fault that the TSA agents are not getting paid and the government is still closed? Why are they blaming it on the Democrats when you got the Republicans saying we had a deal and Trump said do not negotiate with the Democrats? Last but not least, real quick, and I'll start taking calls. You guys heard about the Kennedy Memorial being named after Trump. You've probably heard about the F-47 jet. They're working on a new fighter jet, F-47, reference of Trump. I believe there's also some sort of battleship or something of that nature that's also in the works that's being named under Trump. There is I believe, a $1 coin, an eagle on one side representing tails, and Trump's face is on the other side. That's going to now be minted. That's actually going to be U.S. currency. There is a Trump coin. And now they just announced yesterday, I believe it is, the Treasury is going to have Trump's signature on our money. Just as a third topic briefly, why are we naming so much after a living president? I want somebody to help me I believe there's a couple states also, Oklahoma and Florida, that are trying to name schools after Trump right now as well. And I think Oklahoma got shot down attempting to name a stretch of highway after Trump. Why are there so many entities trying to name stuff after a living president? Blue One Banks. Thank you very much. So anyway, you guys know how the program is ran. I'll go straight to the comments. A little bit of a lengthy monologue, but I wanted to make sure you heard everything. You can't bang it in. Wait a minute. You can't bring it into time. Head, he just doesn't get it. I don't get what you're saying there, Jeremy. That's kind of sounds cryptic. That coin is for every president, though. Doesn't matter if it's for every. We're talking about naming stuff after a living president. Why are we naming so many things after a living president? Even a memorial, which is, traditionally named after somebody that is deceased, he has his name on a memorial already. Why are we naming so many things after a living president? Somebody needs to help me understand it. So going straight to the box, we'll start it out with Jeremy. Good evening, Jeremy. Welcome to the program. Why are we naming so many things after? Before we get into the deep topics, why do you think that is? We're naming things after a living president.
It's just stupid. Here's the thing. Trump could have had the potential to have been the best president we ever had, and he threw it all away. And he's naming this stuff after him, and because he's always been a narcissist. He's always been wanting the spotlight. So yeah.
Any idea why no one seems to be stopping him? I mean, some of this stuff has to be authorized by Congress and other members. I mean, they just he's putting his name on money. He's actually going to have his face on money. I mean, are they just sitting back and idly letting him just say, whatever you want, sir, do whatever you want?
Well, here's the problem, Tim. Our banknotes aren't actually government owned. They're actually owned by a private entity. The Fed is not a government office.
Okay.
The Federal Reserve is the ones who print our money, and they're a private entity. So technically they can print whatever they want, but they're not supposed to. And we should go back to government notes being just that.
So what do you think?
Hold on, Ellen. Hey, Debo.
I saw that. I was going to address that.
I'm loyal to principles, not to a person.
Yeah, he's
not to a person.
Yeah, Debo, for folks who don't know, because Jeremy is you voted for Trump, but you're somewhat unhappy now. But Debo is suggesting that you're trying to switch up, and we should hold you accountable.
I don't apologize for shit. I don't apologize for shit. Suck my dick, you son of a bitch.
So you're unhappy with Trump. Now, did you vote? You voted for him this last time?
Yes.
Okay. And you're not happy.
Yeah, I'm not happy because he's not doing what he promised. And he's also doing things that he didn't promise to do. That he said that oh, come test me, bitch. You ain't gonna do shit.
Hey, calm down. Okay, just stick with the program. Okay, get out of the comments.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, he's doing a lot of things that no one asked him to do. No one asked him to put his name or any of his identifying marks on any money whatsoever. Now, here's what could have happened. Here's what could have happened had Trump actually been what we all thought he was going to be. If he had been what he thought he could have been, he could have been someone who finally sealed the border, and he could have been somebody who got the people of Iran and to overthrow their government and maybe supported a regime by the people themselves. That I think people would have been fine with, because that would have been the actual people of Iran and the Persian people will say, we've had enough of our government, we're going to change it ourselves, and then maybe even supported them like installing who they want, and maybe even like giving them some loans so that they could pay back.
Here's the problem I have, and I'm not taking away from anything you're saying, because I think the securing the border was something that most Americans wanted, so that was something important to do. But the problem I have is this: if the goal is to make America great again, you not only do you got to keep your ego in check, but trying to actively seek revenge on all of your adversaries for basically that you've developed throughout life, you're gonna fuck up the country doing that. And Trump has spent his entire second term doing everything he can to go at the adversaries and take revenge. That's kind of what's dividing the nation up to some degree, is doing that. I mean, so when you say he's doing things he didn't campaign, he campaigned on being vengeful. And somehow, some way, a lot of MAGA thought that the country's going to be great while the president is doing that.
Yeah, well, I see. I'm more than okay with him going after people who wrongfully went after him, like in courts and stuff like that, over things that don't make sense, or who actually lied about him, because there was plenty of lies said in the media. But here's the thing: you can do that in courts with a lawsuits, which for defamation. You can also go after people who actually have said things that are bad about you that aren't true. He went after. I remember who owns the Late Show? Which
Colbert,
company?
Stephen Colbert. He went after Jimmy Kimmel. He went after all of them. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and he went after Colbert. All of them.
No, not the host. I'm talking about the company that owns.
CBS.
CBS. Yeah. The clip that they were referring to was a clip where where no lies were even told. Like, why go after CBS for something that wasn't actually incorrect? Like, if you have a bunch of people lying about you, why not just go after them for the things they actually have said that were incorrect, and not for things that don't make sense?
What president though, Jeremy? Well, I mean, you think they didn't lie about Bush? Kanye West got on TV and said George Bush does not like black people. George Bush didn't try to sue him and do all that crazy shit. You didn't see people said Obama and people said Michelle Obama was a goddamn man. She didn't go after. I mean, to me, this makes him look like a fucking snowflake. Every president gets attacked and criticized. That's not unique to him.
Well, here's the thing. Criticism, depending on who's saying it, will have a bigger difference. Depending on who's saying it. Honestly, I think George Bush should have gone after Kanye, because Kanye is Kanye.
Yeah, but the problem is, at the time, Kanye West was a big fan favorite in, let's say, the black community. So when you go after these people, all of their fans, just like when you go after Trump, MAGA comes after you. So when you go after somebody that has a huge fan base, now they're all after you, as opposed to just swallowing a quick comment and moving on. Like, can you just hear some shit and not respond to it? Do you have to respond to everything?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. There is some level of being above it all.
Yeah.
I can understand that to a certain degree. But on a more substantial issue, when it comes to Trump, I'm just very, very disappointed. Like he's doing a lot of things that he said he wasn't going to do, and he's doing a lot of things nobody asked him to do. Like I said, with him putting himself on money. Like, wouldn't it just make more sense to be like, hey, I'm going to be such a good president that people are going to vote to put me on money when I'm dead.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. That if he does a really good job, and because that's generally what happens. You do a good job, and people start naming and memorializing you. But to do it yourself, I mean, that's like walking around with I remember when we were kids. You're too young to remember this, but folks used to wear like little buttons of Michael Jackson and Prince and their favorite star. That's like putting a button of yourself on you, or like people used to put the stars on their wall. They would take magazine pictures and shit of their favorite actress or actor and put them. That's like going to his house and he got pictures of himself all over the fucking place. That just looks weird.
Yeah, no kidding. And here's the thing: short-term pleasures do not equal long-term success. That's the thing. He's stroking his ego today and losing a fan base tomorrow. Like MAGA is dying. Like they're not doing as well as they used to be. Now they're still radical and obsessed, and will just defend them at every turn. But they're not doing too well. There's a reason why I left MAGA because again, I'm not loyal to a person. I'm loyal to principles, and I thought that Trump was going to fulfill them, and he didn't. He wasn't one.
Well, he still does have about a little bit more than 2.5 years. Any hope that things get turned around? He could still be that great president you thought you voted for. He still has 2+ years left, 2.5 or so. I mean, the midterm, plus or minus the outcome of the midterms. If the midterms go poorly for Trump, then his hands are kind of tied, and he doesn't have a way to implement the policies he's promised. But if he continues to win in the midterms, maintaining, because he has a level of control over the House and Senate right now that's probably unrivaled by anybody in history, because they're kind of just letting him do whatever. You don't normally get a president, even with a greater majority of politicians on their side, they still don't have the power that Trump has. I mean, it's a slim majority in Congress. Yet they're just letting him do whatever. Obama had a greater majority at one point than this, and he was getting resistance. So Trump has a lot of power now. If he can survive the midterms, you got any hope that he could still come out and be great?
Well, here's what I say: pray for the best, prepare for the worst. I think that's the mentality you always have to have. Now, a lot of people will hate me for like MAGA will hate me because they'll say I'm a traitor, or because I left. The left will hate me because even instead of seeing a principled person like me who sticks to principles, they'll say, hey, yeah, but we want you to bow down and beg for forgiveness, which I'm not going to fucking do. Here's my question to them. When Obama started drone strikes nonstop, did you guys just blindly say, yeah, but I voted for him, so I have to be okay with it? Like,
no, because they were even saying Genocide Joe has got to go. The left criticizes their politicians, I think, more so than the right. Because listen, I can't compare left to right because Trump is a different entity. He is not typical right.
Yeah,
he is his own entity.
Yeah, he's very, very different from any other president we've ever had, which at the time in 2016 was actually pretty cool because he wasn't cut from the same corrupt cloth. Now it's just fucked. Now it's
what are you saying? You saying he is now corrupt? What is he doing that makes you suggest he's corrupt?
Oh, come on. He's Netanyahu's little plaything. Like, come on. Like he doesn't have a mind of his own. And you know what? And I'm so tired of like this narrative where you have to be pro-Palestine and believe that Israel should be wiped off the map, or you have to be, or an actual anti-Semite, or you have to be someone who's down on like a clown with. I
get your point. Because I get chastised by a lot of people of color for saying the same thing about blacks, which is you should be able to criticize black people without it being called racist. You should be able to criticize Israel without being called an anti-Semite. They're not perfect. I mean, people do bad shit. So in what's going on with Israel, I think most of our NATO member allies think that they've went overboard, whether on Gaza, whether on now Lebanon, and certainly on Iran. I think most of our NATO member allies think Israel had, like even with October 6th or October 7th, when they lost over 1,000 people to Hamas, they went way overboard getting revenge on Hamas. I mean, they pretty much bombed that area to the Stone Age. So, I mean, you should be able to criticize them without being called an anti-Semite.
Yeah, and when it comes to what we should do about Iran today, I don't really know. I don't know. There's part of me that says maybe we should finish what we started to free the Iranian people, since now their government's going to be unstable.
What the fuck? Let me make something clear.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead, because that's crazy. But go ahead.
Because the government of Iran is very, very evil, and they've done a lot wrong. And now, because we've already gotten rid of their previous leader, there's no guarantee that their government can stabilize. But the thing is, if we did that, then we'd have to stick there for another 20 or so years nation building. Yeah,
that to me, that is just to even mention that we're supposedly helping the Iranian people or thinking that's just as disturbing to me. In this fucking economy, we're gonna spend money to help the Iranian people. God damn it, there are people in this country that can barely even afford to get to work. And we're talking about going over there and helping out Iranian people. You are absolutely right when you say he didn't campaign on that. There is absolutely nothing America first about that. You haven't even fixed your own economy yet. And you're talking about spending millions of dollars and having potentially, U.S. contractors, U.S. soldiers killed trying to liberate Iranians? What kind of shit is that?
Well, and here's the thing. If we were to do it, the way we would actually have to do it is we'd have to give people who are actually willing to fight who are Iranian weapons instead of putting boots on the ground ourselves. But again, I'm not willing to just say that that's a solution. And because, as like you said, we have a lot of problems of our own, and it would cost and to train a lot of these people would cost American lives.
That shouldn't even be on the table right now. Until we get this economy up where most Americans are kind of somewhat happy, liberating others should not even be on the table. How about liberating some Americans from poverty? You got folks on the right, like the Charlie Kirks, and I assume many MAGA that believe a child in school shouldn't get free lunch. But you gonna spend money in Iran? Are you kidding me? I mean, like I said, it screams of anything but America first.
Fair enough. Well, no, let's just, I know you probably got to get going.
I want to ask you, do you believe NATO should be obligated to help us?
No, because first off, it doesn't even seem like what NATO's job is in the first place. NATO was created originally to oppose the communists and specifically Russia, right? Wasn't that the original?
Well, it's kind of a Three Musketeers pact, and attacking, all for one and one for all. Anybody that gets attacked, Russia was certainly the reason it was engineered and created, but it would apply to China or anybody else, because when Bin Laden attacked us on September 11th, we used NATO and they came and helped us in regards to finding Bin Laden and fighting our perceived enemy. So we did use it, and it had nothing to do with Russia, but it's right. When somebody is attacked, not when somebody want to go out and do some side work.
Right. No, I don't think they should be involved in this. Like, this is something we started, we break it, we buy it, and I'll put it like this, Tim. I hope the Iranian people do have a full revolution against their government, because their government sucks. No one's going to ever, no logical person, unless you are the biggest bootlicker ever, which, I'm sure there are some in the comments, is going to say, oh yeah, the theocracy of the Ayatollah is absolutely chef's kiss, good shit.
No, you're right, you're correct, but you do realize probably at least 30 to 40% of Americans right now think our government sucks. No, they're not shooting protesters, but what ICE has done on the streets of America, I'm not going to put them in the category of taking lives, but they certainly are violating people's rights. So, I mean, our government is not the best right now.
Right. But it's a matter of degree. There's like our government, and then there's Iran. Like that's like saying that's like comparing a wolf to a saber-toothed tiger.
But
like,
goddamn it, a wolf hurts. It ain't. It still hurts.
If you know anything about hunting, you can throw a hot dog in a wolf's way and it'll go chase it. You ain't being a saber-toothed tiger for shit.
I get it. Our government is certainly not as oppressive or harmful as the Iranian government. I get that. But what I'm saying is we have enough problems with the way our government treats our people that we don't make for good messengers to scream out about a defective government. I mean, we just, whether we're talking about immigrants, I mean, certainly the African American and the Hispanic population believe they're being mistreated by the government, whether it's racism or systemic oppression, you name whatever you want to call it. And the other half of the country is saying that what African Americans and Hispanics are complaining about is non-existent. So I think we got enough problems here to the point where we have no business trying to tell somebody else you're mistreating your citizens.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, here's what I think Trump can do to at least be a decent president the rest of the time. Close the border, like the southern border, like the northern border, have security there, but obviously they're not nearly as much of a problem. Like, it's going to be much harder to come illegally through this northern border, especially since there's not as much motivation to. Number two, make everything less expensive, for God's sakes. We need it to have an affordable economy. And number three, get people healthy again, because obesity is a huge problem. It's a very, very big problem, and we need to solve it. Like, people, regardless of whether or not China ever invades Taiwan, if one of our adversaries ever attacks us at home, we got a whole lot of roly-poly fat motherfuckers running around. They ain't gonna do shit. We got a lot of.
I can't argue with that because I'm one of them motherfuckers. So I can't say nothing. I got the heat, but I can't exactly go chasing you down. If I can't hit you from 100 yards, I can't catch you. So I'm not going to argue with that. I got to move it on, Jeremy. But you get an argument from me on that last one. The problem with obesity. Before I let you go, I'll just say this. You can't have you can't be bragging about how much you want capitalism, how much you don't believe in universal health care, and how much you want to loosen government regulations and expect the people to be healthy. Because all of those entities are making money off of you not being healthy, over you not receiving a cure, all of that. They're making money by doing that to you, selling you bad food, giving you treatments versus cures, all of that stuff. So as long as you want to continue suggesting we're a capitalist society where you're letting the folks make money, people gonna make money off of you being sick. They would rather you be sick. Look how long Big Tobacco tried to convince us that tobacco was not harmful.
Yeah,
they knew that shit.
Yeah, they hired all those scientists to find fake evidence that it was healthy. Yeah. Before I go, I will say one thing, and tell me what you think of this. I think if we brought back mandatory home economics for high schoolers, I think it would lower the obesity rate, because I think people learning, like having classes on how to cook, having classes on how to manage budgets, I think that would make people less likely to overconsume a lot of fast food and junk.
Interesting perspective. I'll answer it on the other side. But Jeremy, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, Tim.
You too. And real quick, I don't believe home economics would relieve obesity, because the job market in America is so demanding that that's part of why people are not eating healthy. You used to have a wife stay home and cook proper dinners. And when everybody got two jobs and, you're working on weekends, you're working different shifts, you don't have time to do that stuff as much. Fast food was created for a reason. You needed something fast. That's the reason why it's like that. So I don't believe that home economics alone will do it. You have got to get it to the point where it used to be, you want to talk about the Gilded Age. Like I said, dad worked, mom stayed home. It can be reversed. I'm okay with women's equality, but when both people are working, and we used to have a country where people work bankers' hours. banker's hours. They worked from, 9 to 5, or remember the Dolly Parton song? People didn't work weekends and 3 a.m. and shit like that. I mean, all of that stuff hurts family life. It certainly hurts the way you eat, all of that. So home economics alone ain't gonna do that. It's capitalism. That's the reason you're doing all of that shit. You're chasing the almighty dollar. I mean, you can't even guarantee you're gonna be home for the holidays with your kids now. They making people work Black Friday and shit like that. So that has a lot to do with it. Anyway, let me go back to the box, tap the screen. I think it's wood, Tim, whatever you're saying that I cannot make that out. I think it's, I think it would. We go 5 adults that need directions to microwave a burrito, Tim. No, I don't think a 5-year-old knows how to use a microwave. I don't know where you're at, where adults don't know how to use a microwave. But there is a dangerous backfire. If people are sick, that leads to less productivity, leads to less money in your pocket. That leads to less consumer spending. But the powers that be are not concerned with that stuff you're talking about. You are correct. If people are sick, that leads to less productivity. You can say the same thing. If you send all the jobs to China, that puts us in a vulnerable state. But the folks who were in favor of sending all that manufacturing and jobs over, they're just thinking about how much money they're making. They're not thinking about what's going on in the future. I'll submit this to you before I go to the next caller. And by the way, tap the screen, get us up to 50. I don't think the Republican Party now has that mindset. I think they're thinking of the here and now. Under President Trump, you're receiving power and wealth. And just like sending jobs to China, there's going to be a huge cost that America will pay for this stuff, but it'll be, in years in the future. So right now under Trump, I'm going to ride with Trump because he's making sure that my stocks and everything is doing good by maybe giving me inside tips or whatever the case may be. I'm doing good right now. But I know he's ruining relationships we have overseas, ruining contracts. In the future, the country's going to have a price to pay. It's the same thing. When we were sending jobs overseas to China, those companies were making a killing getting access to child labor and all that shit. They didn't think about in the future, because there's going to be a lot less jobs in America, the country's going to have a price to pay. So they're not focused on productivity. They're focused on their bottom line. Let me go back to their bottom line immediately. They don't care about what's going on in the future. Continuing on, though, Miss Mobetta. Good evening. Welcome to the program, Miss Mo.
Okay. Hey. Happy Friday, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. God.
So President Trump is off again, on again with suggesting that NATO should help us in Iran. Do you believe, as I asked my last caller, that NATO should be obligated to help us with Iran?
Nope.
Why not?
No. First of all, you go around insulting people, and then you ask for help. That's such a double standard. Like you can't do that. That's an oxymoron. Excuse me. You can't. You stop. People are not going to just take your words and stuff lightly. You can't do that. Number one. Number two, it's not our fight. We inserted ourselves. We inserted ourselves in it. If it was an actual American thing, I'm sure NATO would have stepped up and say, like, we got to help them out. You know what I mean? Then you said you didn't need the help because y'all obliterated their stuff. So make it make sense.
That obliterated is coming back to haunt Trump, just like mission accomplished with Bush. But I want to play this. I played it before, but there's new callers, and I want to get your take on this.
Support.
Why I'm so disappointed in NATO, because this was a test for NATO. This was a test. You can help us. You don't have to, but if you don't have, if you don't do that, we're going to remember. Just remember this in a number of months from now. Remember my statements. They have an expression, a great expression. Never forget. Never forget.
What is he trying to say to NATO member nations there?
I don't know what he's trying to say, but he should be talking to himself.
What do you mean?
When he should be talking to himself when he talk about never forget. You should have never forgot when you start this tariff wars and going around, and you can't forget stuff like that. You understand? So stop Stop. It's a double standard, Tim. You can't do people dirty and expect them to help you. You can't do it. And then he kept saying that we won. We won. So what help are you actually looking for?
Well,
But I wanted to ask you real quick, if you see how big mad these motherfuckers are at Drewski for his parody.
oh my God. Yeah, he did a parody on Miss Kirk, Erica Kirk.
Epic.
And he makes a really good point. It's like, you're on TV saying you forgive the guy who killed your killer, but you're going to sue a comedian for making fun of you? That sounds ridiculous.
But she ain't gonna be able to do it. Parodies are protected. You can't do it. He has freedom of speech even if it's in the name of his art.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing a remix with Afro Man soon.
And right. And he didn't mention her name. So if you saw something in him like that, you saw in yourself, that don't got nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
but that shit was epic.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Here's what I don't get. In addition to, like you said, you can't really go out to a comedian for a parody. Or we want to talk about how she says she forgive the killer, but she's not forgiving a comedian. I look at it like this also. You're a big supporter of Trump. He does this shit to everybody.
The killers are her pimp.
Yeah, Trump does shit like that. He's making parodies on people getting killed. Like, that makes you a supporter. All the time.
He just said he was celebrating Mulia's death last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's making rap videos of Iranians being blown up. I mean, he did the video with the Venezuela. I mean, this guy's making fun of people getting killed.
And make that shit make sense.
It makes no sense at all. But I don't think unless she gets Pam Bondi or somebody in the courtroom, I don't think she has any chance on that.
They won't. She won't win in court.
But she's going to do the same to that comedian as what the sheriffs did to Afro Man. She's going to blow him up. She gonna actually make his career.
She that's right, and she gonna give him that bag.
Yeah, because they say all publicity is good publicity. So you just gonna make it so this dude is. Yeah, he gonna probably start making.
I've been cracking up for the last 2 days on that shit. That shit was.
Yeah, just like Afro Man. Afro Man went from lemon pound cake to. She eat pussy like pizza. What is it? Lick 'em low Linda. I mean, he gonna just make more shit.
You just go give him material.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. That was really
very dumb. She should have just shut the fuck up. Talk about then her response like, oh, if I was to do blackface, and you know what my comment was? Y'all did blackface already. That was already done.
No, I got it. Wait a minute now. I got in an argument. Done. Gangster Grandma and all of them was in another room, and it was all African American liberals in there, and they got pissed off at me because I said, "Look, at the end of the day, if a white person puts on blackface, you're gonna say they racist. So if a black person puts on whiteface, so if a black person puts on whiteface, they get the same title, right?
Nope.
Why not?
Because it comes from different areas, Tim. It comes from different places. They had different intentions of doing them.
I don't think every white person that put on blackface was doing it out of racism. I
tell you what. I tell you what. Go look at anybody that's put on blackface, the white person, and listen to the context of those videos.
Gene Wilder in Silver Streak or Stir Crazy? He put on. That's right. We bad. Some of my Gen Xers remember the movie. He put on blackface. They didn't call him racist.
Because he's in the movie.
Well, that's where most of it was. Most blackface was used in entertainment. That's where it was.
Yeah, okay. You could believe that if you like.
So you believe all, and that's somebody, and Straight Talk talked about Robert Downey. What was that military movie parody they did? But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. wore blackface as well.
And what does that mean?
That means it ain't always racist.
Okay.
But you believe it is.
If you say so.
You believe anytime a white person puts on blackface, that makes them racist.
If you say so.
I'm asking you a question. You believe that anytime a white person puts on blackface, that makes them racist, right?
Yeah.
But anytime a black person puts on whiteface, they're not?
Nope.
You don't see no hypocrisy to that.
It might be. You can call me a hypocrite all day. Listen, I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. But I know they come from different places. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, fair enough. And I got, they
come from different places, so that it doesn't make it the same.
Well, like I said, Gene Wilder and Robert Downey Jr. both did it in movies, and I didn't think they were being racist at all. So, I mean,
Maybe not. Maybe not in the movie. They probably weren't.
well, it used to be on stage. You know, some of that stuff was back in the era before, you know, movie theaters were created, but it was always mostly in entertainment form.
Okay.
All right. So we'll continue. I'm sure I'll hear that again, certainly from Gangsta Grandma, because I believe she's tuned in. And by the way, folks, help your boy out with the hat, mustache, TikTok cap goal.
I'll save the energy for her. She's
going to be nice today. I can feel it in my bones, as Trump would say. I can feel it in my bones.
It's Friendly Friday. It's Friendly Friday.
Speaking of,
she's gonna be nice. She's gonna come up and be real nice to you today.
Brother, it ain't friendly for the TSA agents. So I gotta ask, why is the government closed? Whose fault is that?
Awful. It's Trump. Mostly everything that's happening now is on him. It's on his watch. Because they had it. Even his constituents were saying that we had a deal. What's his name? The country one, Graham or whatever it is. We had a deal and it worked. It would have worked and got these people paid. What Trump say? No.
Don't negotiate with Democrats.
And see, the thing, this is where the lies coming in. They keep saying, oh, the Democrats don't want to pay ICE. That's not true.
Well, the Democrats would, the Democrats would happily see ICE bankrupt. The Democrats don't want money going to ICE.
They just don't want more money. ICE is getting paid more now than fucking the military problem.
Yeah, but I don't think the Democrats want any money. I mean, the way Trump has used...
No. They did not. They're not saying not to pay them. They're saying they're not getting that increase. They said what we'll do is handle the ICE situation on a separate ticket. We need to get these TSA workers paid.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that, but what I'm saying is the Democrats probably regret the big, beautiful bill where they gave ICE money because the way Trump has used ICE, the Democrats have no love for ICE at all. Trump is used ICE now like a personal law enforcement arm of his own against Democratic entities. So it shouldn't surprise anybody why the Democrats are so much against ICE. Trump is using them as a weapon.
And this is why I say he sets his own precedent when it comes to the people that dislike him and the slack that he catches. He causes that on his own. And people not making shit up. You can go turn on his True Social and see how he acts. And see the things that he says. Like where are people supposed to respect that shit at? Where?
Well, I think the viewpoint from my beloved MAGA is that when Trump delivers these insults and makes these harsh comments, it's all factual. So he's only said, I mean, and I'm just being honest. When you bring this stuff up, MAGA always says, but it's true anyway. So they don't see it the way you do.
Listen. They don't see shit when it comes to him. All they see is orange. All I see is orange. You know that song Red? Instead of red, they see orange.
They see a good leader. They believe the man is doing the job for making the country great. But like Jeremy pointed out, there are some folks that are starting to descend in the ranks, though, because he voted for Trump. So, I mean...
I get it. But the crash out is it's gonna be a real crash out with them starting July, September, because the closer we get to November to those midterms, he's gonna be trying more and more things. I don't know, but it's coming. You already got Steve Bannon and them talking about that. Yeah. You see how they got ICE in the airports. They talk about, they're going to show it. They're going to be at the polling stations. For what? Listen, when it comes to voting and stuff, you always had to prove that you were a citizen. There's still no proof of the widespread fraud that they claim was going on.
That's what would listen.
Still no evidence of that.
I'm 100% behind requiring a voter ID. I don't think there's any excuse for a full-grown adult to not have an ID. But I agree with you. I agree with you.
You get loitering tickets for not having an ID.
I agree. I agree with you. It would be a lot more justifiable with the because they're going beyond just an ID. But it would be more justifiable if they actually was showing all kinds of proof that people who are not citizens were voting. But Texas Queen Female in the comments says, why is California going red? Miss Mobetta, have you heard that?
Listen, I haven't heard that they were going red.
I haven't either. California?
Unless they were like a John Fetterman that is a dino, you know what I'm saying? Unless that, like Trump called him Gavin Newsom, Yeah, he won't even pronounce the man's name properly. And then he talking about stupid people. We don't need stupid people. I don't need a stupid president.
And I would also
we have a stupid president already.
Well, I won't say the guy's stupid. You think Trump is stupid?
Stupid is as stupid does.
I think he might be. I think he may be doing things that is harming his own chances of success. Like you're going to insult NATO, and then you expect them to help, or some of the things you've done to the Democrats. Now you expect them to help you with legislation.
Is that smart? Is that smart, Ken?
It's not. You got me in a corner. You got me in a corner.
I know you like to fluff a little bit for him. Listen, you got that. I know you like to give him the benefit of the doubt.
You got.
I get it.
I mean, listen,
we're going to call a spade, just like he does.
Yeah. And I will also respond to Texas Queen questioning whether California is going red by bringing up, you do realize Trump's own district just went blue. So right. You might be gaining some California, but you're also losing some Florida.
You're going to be losing everywhere else.
You're losing some.
You give a little, get a little. You know what I'm saying? So, and they did. And it was a female.
Yeah, and that's not speculation. That happened. You can speculate on California. That actually happened.
Yeah. So. But listen, they keep talking. We see what they was trying to do with the redistricting and all of that stuff that they had going on. They trying to cheat their way through this shit.
Well, it could be an issue of it could be. Well, to quote Trump, too big to rig. It could be one of them issues where people might be willing to stay in line for 12 hours just to vote because they're so serious about it. But when you mentioned crash out July or whatever the case may be, I was going to counter and say that I believe you could see it sooner if those troops start trying to take Karg Island, or they go into Iran, and you're starting to see 10 or 15 names on the screen of people died this week. Like when that right there, because some of them are going to be MAGA, and there's absolutely going to be some MAGA moms that I never meant to vote to get my kid killed.
I didn't vote for this. Yeah. You did.
So
you did. Yeah, y'all keep saying, "Oh, he's doing everything he said he was going to do." He ain't say shit about going to no WAR,
and that's going to come to a head before July. I mean, if people,
what are they talking about, sending 10,000 troops, something like that now? That's what I heard today. The 10,000 troops. Yeah, this is what you voted for, and guess what? We're gonna pay for it while we headed towards bankruptcy. While he's trying to put name on money that it might be on $1, but the dollar is only worth about 82 cents now.
But you wouldn't go out and, because listen, after Trump leaves, a lot of that stuff is probably going to change. When you go out and get some Trump collectible coins, that may be valuable someday.
I'll leave that to you, Tim.
Okay. I'll absolutely have one or two behind me.
I'm sure you would. You probably got a whole fucking photo book of shit of Trump.
Yeah, I got it. I do got a lot of Trump shit. Listen, he's the president. I had a lot of shit for Biden when he was president.
I want to ask Texas, who was threatening the president of the United States? Who threatened him? Who threatened Trump?
Shit, he probably gets threats from everybody.
Yeah, because he go around starting shit. That's Biff.
Biff.
That's Biff. He going around,
oh my
God. You had how many years because Bibi is really the only one that was saying that Iran was building these nuclear weapons, right? And listen, y'all don't have to take my word for it. It's documented. How many years they've been saying it? They've been saying it year after year after year after year because they want to steal their stuff.
You notice the claim is death to America, not death to the West. So, I mean, that speaks volumes that they obviously know who is affecting their life and their livelihood.
That's because we should mind our business, like he claimed he was going to do. Well, we're not the world's police, and it's America first. He did everything for everybody but America. But drive the prices of our gas up, groceries up, housing is up, utilities are up. Natural gas is up, and they keep fucking with Canada. That's gonna go up even further because 11 states in this country depend on Canada for our resources when it comes to like natural gas and electricity. Because we don't have enough power grids to carry it, so we got to jump it from Canada, New York, Michigan. So stop going around messing with people when you actually have to depend on them.
Can we get these relationships back? Can we get? I mean, okay, listen, under Trump, some relationships are a bit strained. Can we get these relationships back after he leaves?
Well, it's gonna be like Obama did, but I'm gonna have to go now. My grandson is crying.
All right, understood.
But yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Mobetta. Tap the screen. I need you folks to help get it up to 60,000. We'll take the next caller there. If you're watching us on YouTube, do your boy a solid. Smash that like button. Helps out the algorithm. Brings in more MAGA so that Greg Cox is not bringing up TDS. So tap that like button if you're watching on YouTube. And by the way, for my TikTok viewers, help the boy out with the hat and mustache. TikTok cap go. Haven't solicited that whatsoever just yet, but certainly help your boy out with the program. Looking in the comments, though, it's going to be hard, says Debbie. So you think those relationships are going to be hard? Well, remember Obama, 2008? Folks suggested that he was on an apology tour, kind of like the beginning of the Hangover movie. You know, we fucked up. Perhaps something like that. You get a liberal. Let's say you get Gavin Newsom in an alter ego. Thank you for that hat mustache. Appreciate that. Let's say you get, you know, a Gavin Newsom or somebody in there, and he does indeed go around the countries, literally fly to the country, meet the leadership, shake their hand, and issue them a formal apology on behalf of the United States. Maybe, maybe not. I think the issue, though, is an alter ego. Appreciate the support. Thank you. And just me. Yeah, you put a hat on Trump. But I think the issue is, though, Trump has shown the world that no matter what stance our nation is taking, we're only one radical president away from it changing completely to the opposite. And I'm saying radical because Trump literally came in and tariffed. I mean, he's made some radical decisions. I know we hear about the radical left and all of that. I mean, you tariffed the world. That's fairly radical. Tariffed the world at the same time, criticized all of NATO. I mean, he's done some pretty radical shit. Obviously, threatening to take Greenland is really fucking radical. So we've shown the world that no matter what position we have right now, in the next election, we could elect somebody that might be completely radical. Not to mention he got out of all sorts of deals and treaties we were involved in as well. So even if you apologize, that's the first thing I would ask any leader of America apologizing is, how do we know that you're not going to elect another Trump in the future? Because he came in and he's done some pretty radical shit. Sexy Red Gangster Grandma, thank you very much. Straight Talk, good evening.
You know, I work very hard.
Nothing wrong with that.
To send you things and to benefit you. You ignore them.
What the fuck?
Why?
You sound like a white version of Gangster Grandma. What are you talking about?
Where's my Muppet? Where's my Muppet?
Oh my God, I haven't had time yet. That you will absolutely see that. By the way, he's talking about, Gangster Grandma called me up. Was it Gangster Grandma that called me that Muppet?
Yes.
That was hurtful, by the way. It was funny, but it was hurtful. But you did a really good AI of me, my profile picture where I'm wearing a suit. That was taken at Fox. But anyway, you put a Muppet on the head.
I have animated that Muppet for Gangster Grandma. So, that a little gift from me to her. Now, look, I want to ask you a favor.
Sure.
Can you go one show without mentioning Greenland?
Why would I do that? I mean, Trump can't even.
I'm just asking you because every time we talk, I rest you. I give you clarity on what's going on in Greenland. You just ignore it.
That's huge that he threatened to take that nation. That's pretty big shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
One NATO member. One NATO member nation threatening to potentially use military action to take another for their own benefit. That's huge.
He started a conversation with that benefited this country a great deal. And
how did it benefit Greenland?
I get it. It's okay. You guys you want to bully. You want to say whatever you want to say about people, and then they are not able or not allowed to say stuff back. You say stuff to Erica Kirk, you don't expect her to say something back. You say something to Trump, you don't want him saying mean things back to you.
You make a statement that we like to bully as a Trump supporter. Are you fucking kidding me? You voted for Trump and you're complaining about bullying.
No, No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm making an observation. I'm saying what you would like to do. You would like to bully. You would like to say anything you want. Here we go. God damn. That's your car payment right there. I mean, I'm providing you a place to live right now.
I wasn't expecting it. I swear to you. I was
Sure.
You want to get bullied? I'm fixing to bully you.
Oh, you can't bully. Listen, you got 6 truckers waiting for your time.
With your alien
Please
ass.
pay attention to your business.
Let's do it. Let's do this. I want some receipts. Don't show me about everything that you're talking about. I need proof and everything. You know what? We should not be in Iraq. You should not even talking about no damn Greenland. We should mind our damn business and stay America first, right? Yes, let's do this. So
Evil B Babu, I'll respond to that in a minute. Go ahead. Keep going.
Go get some receipts or shut the fuck up. On guard. I am so sick of these people coming up in this in here saying everything. This is this and this and that, all the misinformation.
What is he saying that qualifies as misinformation right now?
He doesn't know. Just let her go. She's wound up. Let her go.
Boy, shut your alien looking ass up. On guard. Cause let me tell you something. I like being a bully. You feel me? Especially the white people.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
I like being a bully to white people.
They put us in trees. They put dogs on us.
You sound like Trump. You sound like Trump. What are you gonna be, my caller of retribution?
You know, Muppet, be quiet, Muppet. Now let me tell you something.
Has she seen it?
I had to say it, Tim.
Has she seen it?
You had me go. Yeah, he's my chocolate Muppet. Now look at here. Look at here. Who is the biggest bully of them all? Who just made fun of somebody unaliving? I can't wait till this mofo gets unalived. I swear to God, I got my champagne, my tequila, and I'll go out butt naked in the streets. And I got me a fine
please do not do that. I hope that man lives forever. Please don't threaten us like that. Now he has got to live forever. I will put that motherfucker on life support.
Oh my God!
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Let me just say, hold on. Let me just say this, Gangsta Grandma. It's just like with Mueller and Rob Rayner. I don't think it's right to celebrate that. Now Trump has done that. So
please don't tell me what's right and what's wrong when you got a mofo in office that's a triple K that praises people unaliving, that won't even put half staff for that guy that died. I forgot his name. I just went blank. Like you know.
Well, he said it about Robert Mueller and Rob Rayner.
Jesse Jackson's that guy.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. And then he wouldn't even put half staff for our military people. So miss me with the BS shit. And then coming in with a baseball cap, picking up our people. Get the hell, get the out. You know what? Let me tell you straight talk. You a pretzel ass looking mofo. Bending to the knee to the white team man that you're never. And I promise
he is white. He's a white man himself.
He doesn't. Let me tell you something. He doesn't care about you.
Mike,
I'm the white man under your bed. I'm the one that's in your head. You owe me rent.
He don't care if your kids eat, my Negro. Like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
How you gonna call him? Wait. How you gonna call him a white man? Now you calling him a Negro?
No.
I just, next it'll be racist. I'm racist. I want to hear how racist I am.
I can't be racist because I don't have the power.
I know. I'm racist. I know that. I'm racist. Tell me how racist I am, you goon.
Let me tell you something. I cannot deal with these mofo ignorant asses. This is why he say he likes the uneducated. They will bend to the knee to this man. He is making more money off of this presidency than anybody else. Okay? He is. He's making the most.
Straight talk, that's likely true.
Is it worth it to you? Is this real galaxy money? Is it worth it to you?
Let me tell you something with your trail.
5 minutes.
Okay,
can I send you money to block her?
He doesn't care if you're pappy.
Yeah. A galaxy counters it. Yeah. But go ahead.
That's all it takes.
If they have insurance or not, you mofo, you fucking.
I don't care if you have insurance or not. I want you to have the insurance that you pay for. So how about you pay for your insurance and leave it alone?
I want people to eat, okay?
Okay, then you pay for that. You pay for that. How about that? I don't want to pay for that. Why do I have to pay for that?
How about that? You pork chop looking ass.
Send your child to school and send them with a lunch. Why am I responsible for that?
The best of the best.
Pay for your children to
Where's
eat.
your kids at? Where's your kids at?
I got 2 of them in college, and I got 1 of them in high school right now.
Yeah,
They're
my kids
well
are in
fed.
college,
They're
sweetheart.
very well fed
Son,
children.
Guess what? Black excellence.
Great
all day,
kids.
bitch. Black excellence. And let me tell you something. And not one motherfucker white tea man ever did shit for my kids. Okay? So let me tell you that. That's all day black excellence in my house. To my grandbabies.
I'm very proud of you. Do you feed them? Do you feed those children?
Lord, I'm going to go off.
No, I'm asking a serious question here.
We're coming to a conclusion.
Do you feed your
those
kids
children?
that go unalive and other kids? Do
Say
you?
that again?
Do you feed your white tea children of the corn? I know I feed my black excellence all damn day.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'm the opposite of you. I want everybody to get food stamps. Whoever qualifies for food stamps, I want them to get food stamps.
Well, Gates,
I want them to get
do
Medicaid
they
and
pay for their
Medicare
housing
stuff.
too?
You guys vote against your own damn interest.
Huh?
You guys realize that?
Do
You
we
guys
give them
vote
a
against your own
coach
interest.
purse on
Because
top of that? What else? What else should we give them?
Jenna Yates in the comments says, "I don't want to pay for her crazy ass either. I have had to work hard to pay for her racist
Let me
ass."
tell you something. I live in LA, sweetheart. I pay for all your asses. Okay? You live in a red state.
Well, I would like my money. I would like to see that transfer. I realize you're giving it to Tim, but where's
mine?
mine?
For your ass. You guys are so broke. You guys can't even build a budget.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting for you to feed my children.
Pay for your asses. So you can say,
Please.
Thank you,
Grandma.
Travel Man.
Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma, for putting my tax dollars to feed your white tea children of the corn.
2 minutes.
I'll tell you what. I pay for your ass.
Slowing down, folks.
Okay? I pay for your ugly, trifling, no good, wretched ass. I did.
Mike asked, "Are you from Straight Talk? Are you from Southern Cal?"
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he's from there, golly.
Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, I know where that's
Look
at.
at this, bitch.
Yeah.
I hope the chupacabra goes to your ugly ass. How about that? Because you don't like none of our asses, but the chupacabra is going to love
I will
your
remind everyone in the room, you vote
Oh
for
my
with
God.
her every time you go in the voting booth.
But
Liberals, you
listen,
are
at the
voting
end of
with
the
this
day,
woman.
I want receipts. Tim, make him come up with receipts. Make him show proof. Everything he does, make him show the proof.
No,
I'm
if
so
they vote
sick
for
of
a
you
Democratic
cock-blocking
candidate,
on
you
this
are
man.
voting with
Put these on your knees to this
gangster
white
grandma
tea
here.
man and make him show proof. Do you understand me? Proof. I do not put this pride, all this.
I was asking him when you came up. I was asking him to prove his theory when you came up. So I'm asking him.
He can't.
She's quick on the trigger with her husband's money.
What? Whoa! What did you say about my husband?
She spends that money, her husband's money so fast.
What did you say about my husband?
You're spending his money. Oh,
They took her off. Unfortunately, the app got
the hook.
Before we continue Straight Talk, you do got a few more minutes. Evil B Babu says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please show your applause for Tim. Wow, the best man in the universe and better than Trump. Thunder's awakening." Hello, happy Friday, Tim. Also, Trump ain't a rat's ass. Wow. Thank you, Evil B Babu. So back to what you were saying. Now, here's what I don't get, Straight Talk. Why say so much?
This list is long. So you guys settle in, get you some popcorn, because there's a lot of things this man does not get. Go ahead.
What do you mean does not get?
There are a lot of things you don't understand.
Well, yeah, because I don't understand how you treat people like shit and then expect them to work with you. I don't get
Who
that.
did that? Hold on. Who did I do that to? Oh, you mean President Trump?
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about President
So
Trump.
Tim, all right.
Help me
we
out.
spend about $1.6 trillion per year on NATO,
Okay.
the United States.
So that means, you should be to say anything you want because you spend the money?
No. But so that means when we are funding 90% of NATO, we should be, anytime we need help, NATO should be there to back us up.
So in other words, as long as you can say, you can treat them like shit, but if you say you need help, wait, hold on.
No. If you want the money, then you come. When we're moving, you move with
So
us.
I think we're saying the same thing. You just don't want to clarify. So in other words, because we're giving them money, we should be able to say and treat them like shit. and they're obligated to come help us
not
out.
treating them like shit. Hold on. If I give you a paycheck, okay, if I'm the one that's employing you, is it treating you like shit to give you tasks to do? Is that
If
how
you're
you
talking about taking over my fucking country, you're calling the Prime Minister of Canada hold on. You're calling the Prime Minister of Canada governor, which is incredibly insulting with no legitimate reason to do that. What is he supposed to do?
He is supposed. Listen, you're conflating issues here, but okay.
Did he do it?
Let's talk about Canada for a second. Canada's economy is dependent on the United States, on trade with the United States at this point. It's about.
I don't know if I'm 100% certain of that, but but here, hold on. Yes, I want to give you clarity. No matter what you point out, you're still not answering. How does that person supposed to respond to you treating them like shit?
I'm trying to explain it to you. Have you ever had a boss? Have you ever had a boss that didn't talk to you the way you wanted to be treated?
Not for long.
Okay, and then what did you do?
Left. I quit the motherfucker.
Okay.
In one case, I legitimately actually had. Hold on. In one real case, this was a real life case. I had to go fucking take anger management class. I threatened to kill a motherfucker. So no, I don't tolerate that.
Listen, you and me both. Listen.
All right. So what are you saying?
What I'm saying to you is, if they don't like it, they have two choices. These leaders don't like. Here's what's happening, and you guys will not admit this. All around the world, elections are happening, and governments that are on the right wing are being elected all over the place. Chile was the latest one. Denmark, the woman that you were talking about with Greenland, she got voted the fuck out. You don't mention that.
I'm still not getting your point. I asked you, should people just let him talk? What I'm
saying to you is, he's saying this to very left-leaning liberal governments.
Because it's a very left-leaning government, they should let him just say whatever. I'm still trying to figure out when he
The answer is yes.
So they should just let him insult him.
They can do whatever the fuck they want, but he's going to tell them how the cow ate the cabbage. Period.
By calling him governor?
Yes, by calling him governor, by calling him slow, dim-witted, outright stupid. Yes.
And how do you expect him to respond when he's doing that stuff?
They can respond any way that they respond.
So why complain about it then?
Well, no one's complaining but the left. You guys are upset that he said that about him, not us. I love it.
You're saying nobody else is complaining.
Who's complaining?
Did you not hear what I just played? Just for shits and giggles, I don't know, 10 seconds or more, but you're asking me who is complaining.
Someone on the right? Are you going to play for me someone on the right that is complaining about what the president said?
No, I'm going to play the goddamn president of the United States himself. You ask me who's
saying what?
Listen.
I'm so disappointed in NATO because this was a test for NATO. This was a test. You can help.
Why is he disappointed?
Because the right thing for them to do was to go and take up their responsibility to this country.
So then I asked you the question.
That they made the decision not to do it.
So then I go back and ask you the question again. When he's talking to them like shit, when he's talking to them like shit, what are they supposed to do?
Tim, they're supposed to do what they do. There is no right or wrong answer. He's testing them. He is explaining to them, we need you. We don't need them. You should have been over here helping your ally. You've been taking our money for years and years and years, but you didn't do that. You didn't like that. And so I'm going to say ugly things about you, and you can just sit over there in England and not do a damn thing about your oil not arriving.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think you're crazy.
Why is this hard for you to understand? What am I missing in communicating?
Because I don't, you know why it's hard to understand? Because Trump wouldn't let nobody talk to him like that. That's why.
Of course not. Of course not. And Kerr or Carney or Starmer, they didn't either, did they? What did Carney do when President said that to him?
What are you talking about?
What did Prime Minister Carney do when President Trump called him Governor Carney? What did he do?
He talked about him back.
No. He went to China and tried to cut a deal, an economic deal with China. He said, fuck you, Trump, I'm going to China. Didn't he?
Okay, and
did he do that or no?
I'm not aware for certain, so I can't say yes or no on that. What's your point?
He went and sat across from the Chinese and tried to cut a deal with China.
And
showed us exactly what he thinks of the United States.
Here's what I don't get though, is that you and I have a difference of opinion on how people should act. Now you're bringing up that we don't done a lot of stuff for these countries. True, but we didn't do any of this shit under Trump. In fact, if Trump was president, hold on. No, we wasn't looking out for NATO under Trump. He's been complaining about NATO the whole fucking time.
That's his point. No, wait. No. We are looking historically. Okay? Japan, they attacked us. We bombed the hell out of Japan in World War II. Then we rebuilt that country. That country sits there in the condition it's in because of the United States of America. Favorable trading, outright grants of money, lending, loans, all of that. So when we look over at Japan and say, hey, we would like for you to give us a hand with something, they should jump at the chance to help their friend.
And I don't agree with you. I agree.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't.
And if they don't, guess what? That shows me that we are not really friends.
I don't see how you could talk and insult people like this and suggest you're their friend. To me, the minute Trump became president, tariffed the shit out of everybody, started calling people governor and threatening to take Greenland. You're not a friend. That's not how a friend acts.
Yeah, no. How a friend doesn't act is a massive trade imbalances on this country. You have personally been paying for a massive trade imbalance with these countries for years. And you've been pissed on and told it's rain.
Yeah,
and for years, we tried to even it up. And no. They absolutely.
I think you're crazy on a number of levels.
And the reason we can't even it up is because of people like you.
Yeah, I think
you refuse. You want to get cheated by these countries.
No, you and I've had this conversation before, and I mentioned the term "paying the cost to be the boss." America pays more money in regards to NATO, and
why should we? Hold on, we put more money into NATO than any other country and all countries combined.
Right.
Okay.
I get that. I'm not arguing that.
Okay. Why is it you're able to enrich yourself and not foot more of the bill? I take you to lunch every single week. Mm-hmm. I don't, but let's say I do. Every single week, I take you to lunch. And then all of a sudden, I look over and Tim is doing very well for himself. And our incomes are matching. But I'm still the one taking you to lunch every week. And I mention it to Tim. And I say, hey, it'd be nice if you've never even fucking offered to pay so much as a fry. And you won't even pick up the tip, you cheap bastard.
Okay.
Why is it that you can't pick up one lunch for me?
And as I use the phrase paying the cost to be the boss, let's use your paying for my lunch example. Every time we go to lunch, you pick the place we going, you pick the time we going. Everything about our meetings is dictated by you. You don't let me make any of the decisions. So you pay the this is the same thing. The United States on the world stage. The United States with NATO. You want to be the boss. You're dragging us into conflicts and wars and shit.
No, take that. No, stop. Go back to lunch. Take it one step further. You have no right to say you want to go to Fleming's for lunch because you're not paying. You have no right to say.
But the minute you start complaining that I'm not treating you out to lunch as well, now I have the right to do that.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Bullshit.
You have the right to pick up a goddamn lunch tab.
No, bullshit.
That's what you got the right to do.
Listen, America.
Hold on.
You're not understanding anything of it.
More of the burden.
You're not understanding anything I mean when I say pay the cost to be the boss. America was in charge on the world stage. America was footing the bill for the NATO. Hold on. Well, as long as you're paying the cost to be the boss, you're going to pay more, you're going to rule more. The minute Trump got elected and saying everybody should start paying their equal fair share, then you're not the boss no more. That's why they're not coming to your aid when you're calling them anymore. Because you don't, you tariff everybody. No, you lost the cost. You lost
for lunch, don't we?
The minute you don't want to pay the cost to be the boss, you're not the boss anymore. Don't bring Trump is trying to bring up old shit to make it make sense.
It's obvious that NATO has decided that we are not the boss anymore, that they're not going to do what we ask them to do, and it is up to us now to take that $1.6 trillion and to allocate it differently, not go to NATO, not give it to those Europeans that don't want to help and don't want to lend a hand. That is exactly what we should be doing. We should be keeping that money at home, and every single year from this point forward, pay down what we owe ourselves.
I think under Trump, NATO would be better off doing that because
I agree.
Out of the NATO member nations, out of the NATO member nations, America's the only one that's always complaining that somebody after them. So fuck it. Do your thing.
Shit. We're doing these things on behalf of those countries.
No, you're not. No.
The fuck we're not. Iran, you think we're the only ones we are the least benefited by doing what we're doing in Iran.
France, Germany, none of those countries are saying that they feel like Iran is a threat to them. None of them are.
Excuse me. I think you need to listen to Rutte, who is the head of NATO. He berated the European countries in front of their face for the way that they treated President Trump. Okay. So you need to back the fuck up and listen to what he had to say.
I think you're coming from loony bin conversation, but I do gotta move on.
God, dude. It is surprising that you have enough to breathe. Seriously. I mean, it is seriously. I mean, honestly, you think that the United States is here to be the purse of the world?
Nope.
Is that right?
I think the United States is here to stand alone now with no friends or allies. I gotta move it on. We didn't
have friends or allies before. We were buying them.
Okay.
You don't have a girlfriend. You're paying that woman to sleep with you. You understand? That's not your girlfriend.
Right.
That is a hooker.
You sound like you're privileged to me. I gotta move on. Straight talk, always a pleasure.
I'm very privileged to be in the United States of America.
Yeah,
you are.
I gotta move it. Unfortunately, Straight Talk, but always welcome back. Straight Talk, and I don't agree on the shit, but he's always welcome on the program. You know, you guys know how the show goes. And thank you, Straight Talk, for coming through. Evil B Babu says that stupid raccoon would not take you out to dinner, Tim. Don't listen to his lies. He's being stupid. He's just talking lies, bullshit. Let me just say this in regards to what my last caller was saying. I'm not totally disagreeing with him that America doesn't foot the bill on many things. But as somebody in the comments said, and I didn't get to read their comment out loud, but somebody was suggesting that my last caller was not very educated in terms of how basic civility works. And that's what I'm going to, before I go to the next call. And by the way, tap the screen, get us on up to 85,000. Basic civility is important. If you think your ally, your friend is not pulling their end, that's shit that you call your ally on the phone or have a meeting, and you guys personally hash out. You don't go on a world stage and insult the fuck out of them. Basic civility. That has a price that I think a lot of MAGA do not understand. Yet they see how Trump acts when somebody attacks him, but they expect most of the world to just kind of idly sit by and let Trump just tear them to pieces. Doesn't work like that. And this whole NATO thing is a prime example. You're seeing, look at what's going on with our own government with the shutdown. Is that you treated the Democrats like shit, and now you can't even hold the State of the Union address and get them to stand on something that you would think they should stand for. Nobody's going to come running when you treat them like that. I don't think that the Trump side of the aisle realizes that. There is a price to pay for constantly insulting people. And until they get that, this is just going to keep happening. We have the most money. We want all the money. Me. Yeah, Diane, that does appear so. I don't disagree with that. Respect comes from the top, and Trump is very disrespectful. I can't disagree with that either. How did anyone treat the Democrats as shit? Jesus. Well, you said you don't know. Who asked before I go to the next caller? That came from Going Down. A lot of women might like you. He asked respect. No, that's not a different person. Sorry about that. Rock 90753 asked that question. How did anyone treat the Democrats as shit? Jesus. He said they hate America. Is that a compliment? He literally said he took Charlie Kirk's funeral to criticize Democrats. What are you talking about? They haven't treated Democrats like shit. You can't get Trump on a microphone without him bashing Democrats. What do you think? You haven't seen anything from Trump indicating he's treated Democrats like shit, huh? Nothing at all. Let me go back to the box. I'm hitting all kinds of wrong shit here. Who did I? Supreme, what does that say there? Good evening, welcome to the program. Are you there?
Man, you got a serious plumbing problem. You got a serious problem.
Explain, elaborate. How do I have a plumbing problem?
First of all, this dick mouth motherfucker.
Damn.
Choke mouth Commerce, man. This dude is saying some wild shit out of his ass, man. What the hell?
You kind of remind me of the guy. For some of you folks that are old enough to have seen the movie Harlem Nights, you started out like, don't take this ass whooping personally. But let me.
Right. Stop taking an ass whooping, man. Damn.
Oh my God. So you don't agree with Straight Talk Commerce? Is that what you're telling me? You don't agree with my last caller?
No, man. He's stupid acting. Stupid.
What did he say? What did he say that you disagree with?
Okay, Congress cannot do that, though. That's the first thing. Second thing is everything has to go through Congress first, though.
Wait. Congress cannot do what?
The governors have to get it is the okay from the actual of the state, and then they have to get certain things. It is approved through.
Wait, what are you talking about? You talking about something totally different. What are you suggesting that cannot be done without Congress?
I don't know what he was saying because it was all fucking just stupid shit though. So
all right, we'll move on. We'll move on because I don't know quite what you're talking about on that. Somebody said, "Is this Joe Biden talking?" Oh my God. So the comments are common.
It must be.
So let me
Joe Biden moment, shit.
So let me get back on track. Should NATO help us out with Iran?
No, because Trump is doing this all for himself. He's gonna treat our allies like shit. They have every right to say hell no.
What about what my last caller said, which is that they owe us because we've looked out for them, protected them ever since World War II. And as a result, when Trump asked that they come calling, they should come and help us.
First of all, your last caller, choke mouth, dick mouth Commerce, don't know shit.
So you don't think that the NATO member nations owe us at all?
I would say they need to go help the Prime Minister of what is his name? It is Zelensky.
Oh, you're talking about Ukraine.
Yeah. They need to go help him, and I would say forget about what Trump is saying. Go help him.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Zelensky and Ukraine, they're not NATO. And thank you, Sexy Red. Appreciate that. The Ukrainian
Sexy Red, oh my goodness, damn shit.
That's very nice of her. Tell me, trust me. But But you're saying they should go. That NATO should help the Ukraine. Ukraine is not a NATO member nation.
Well, they should be though. After how Trump has disrespected him.
So you're saying we should have put the Ukraine while they're actively at war with Russia in NATO?
Yeah.
But then that would mean we all immediately would be in war.
Well,
with Russia.
Trump, that's your president.
No, that's what you said. You said you want to put Ukraine in NATO, which would instantly make all the NATO member nations, including us, at war with Russia.
I would say there's certain ways that you have to look at it. I would have to look at it more and like understand what is really going on. It's because I would say NATO should only help them to a certain extent, not just all the way though. So
well, but the minute if that's part of the membership in NATO is you get that protection. You said you want to make Ukrainians a NATO member nation. The minute you make them members, they fall under the category of one for all for one.
Yeah, well, Trump wants to do things by himself.
This is you though. You're attacking Trump, but this is something you said. Well, you just said that. Trump ain't saying that.
Yeah, but I'm all right, Tim. See, now you are trying to twist my words.
I'm not twisting them. I asked you to get it repeated. I'm not twisting your words. You said that.
All that I'm simply trying to say is that NATO should just only help Trump very little, but their primary focus is to not cause any more people to die, no more war. They should just try to ease out and not try to get into any foreign or domestic type of the wars. So,
now, war is something that is quite easy to start, but like, how can you ease up? We've killed a lot of people at this point.
Successful.
You gotta. How can we ease out of this?
Trump needs to stop fucking up, and he needs to let everybody know that I'm truly an alien. That's why I'm turning orange and everything else. So
you said some
what else
crazy.
is new?
Trump is an alien. Well,
yes, he is.
I don't know about an alien, but I mean, at the end of the day, it still has at least 30-40% of this country is still supporting Trump wholeheartedly.
I don't know. I would say the most things that we could try to is to do is the Democrats need to come back bigger and bigger and stronger. We need to take back the House. We also need to take back, at least get somebody else in there than Trump, and then we can start looking after the American type of the people.
I'm hearing that. Yeah, but I'm hearing that the Democrats do not even have a strong leader to put forward, at least at the national level. If right now the Democrats running for president, who do they have?
I think our strongest leaders would be what's that Mexican?
A Mexican? Who are you talking about?
She's in Congress though. I can't think of her
AOC?
Her name.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah.
For president? Well, I don't think she's even old enough, but I don't think she's old enough. But you think America would elect AOC for president in this environment?
I would say there is a possibility, though.
No,
It all depends.
I don't. I mean, there was a lot of love for Bernie Sanders, and she's in that wing. But I mean, the fact that you mentioned she's a Mexican and she's a woman, I don't think there's any a minority woman running for president. I don't think it's time right now. I don't think the country would support that.
Well, look at the Republicans, what they are, look at what they're trying to do. And they're causing all kinds of shit going wrong. Gas is up. We got World War III, and we're only through half of the presidency.
You're stretching. I mean,
Trump, and we still got more to go. We got 2 more years of this orange alien fuck, man.
Well, first of all, we're not at World War III. You're stretching that a bit. Gas is up, but some are going to suggest that gas was up under President Biden.
Gas is high. We were in better shape with President Biden. And let me add on to this. Biden's numbers are higher than Trump's right now.
Oh, now
Go look this up.
Yeah.
No. Go look this up. Trump's numbers are way down in hell where he should be. Biden is like way up here.
You're telling me that if Trump and Biden had an election right now, Biden would win?
Yes. Because Trump is doing stuff to benefit himself.
Yeah.
Trump is not benefiting to work for the American people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah. I mean, Biden got a lot of baggage too. I get what you're saying. Now that Trump became president, his poll numbers have dropped significantly, but there's a lot of baggage to Biden as well. I'm not 100% sure Biden would beat Trump right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Biden will outlive Humpty Dumpty Trump.
He has cancer. He
can beat that. Trump is a fucking alien.
I'm listen. I gotta echo. I'm gonna have to move it on because I'm hearing myself talk, but I don't know about Trump being an alien. But you really think Biden is going to outlive Trump, huh?
Well, it's hard. Yeah,
Biden is pretty old, man. I don't know about Biden outliving Trump. I don't see Trump being, Trump 2028. I think that's a bit ridiculous, but Biden outliving Trump, it's possible. It's possible, but he's older than Trump and he has cancer. I think you're asking a lot.
Hey, if you really look at it, you remember that the first movie of the Men in Black movie where the alien pulled his skin back and he says, yeah, see, that's fucking Trump right there. That's fucking Trump.
I'm gonna leave it at that before we go off the rails. Appreciate you coming through. Did you change your name? What is it? Supervillain, I think it says, right?
No. It's Super Evil. Now on the YouTube, it's Evil.
Evil Be My Boo. Thank you.
Yeah,
and I appreciate this, and I appreciate the support. Thank you very much, man. Come on back anytime. I appreciate it.
Hey, always. I will always support you, though, man. And then also that let everybody know that tomorrow is a No Kings.
No Kings Day protest all over the country. Yes, I am certainly aware of that. And I think most people, we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Evil. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. All right, moving on with the program, and thank you for your support. And this is why I left. What did you say, Takesha? This is why I be left in the box. No, it's not. Because there's a lot of people in there. I think if Bugs Bunny ran for president right now, he would win. Why this man has destroyed our alliances and our faith. 70 Sam would win if he ran for president right now. I don't know about that. I mean, Trump does have some, he has a few things he needs to clean up. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I don't know about Bugs Bunny. Every time some liberal says, fuck Donald Trump, he makes a move to piss off liberals even more just for the fuck of it. True. But then he also acts as if he don't, not only Trump, but MAGA in general, they seem shocked that folks criticize and do not like Trump. Like Trump derangement syndrome. I can't believe, why do you hate him? Well, do you see Trump doing anything to indicate that he wants Democrats to like him? So look, if you like Trump creating liberal tiers and attacking liberals, go with that, but don't act like you don't understand why people don't like the guy. I mean, he's doing things that literally would make you not like him. Anyway, looking in the comments, why would I like him, says Debbie? Well, because he was trying to get the economy on track. He was trying to correct the trade imbalance with the tariffs. He's trying to make America strong worldwide. These are reasons why you securing the border. I mean, there are some things in there, but he does say a lot of things that come without proof or never culminate into reality. He does do that. Oh my, TDS is getting hard, bro, says Greg Cox. Then you should be applauding. Anybody pointing out TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome, on the right, if you see TDS anywhere on social media, in your daily life, on TV, etc., you should be applauding. If you favor Trump, you favor him making the libs cry and attacking liberals and things like that, you should, every time you see TDS, stand up and cheer and be happy, because that is what comes from that. That is what creates that. So he is getting the hate or the TDS that he is earning. You should be happy. He's trying to make liberals cry. That's what TDS is. So give him an applause when he's doing that. TDS should make you happy every time you see that. Looking in the comments, Tim won't post in there is no number, BCJ. If you want to be a caller into the show, The Handsome Liberal on TikTok, Instagram, or Substack. We take live callers on all three platforms. YouTube, unfortunately, does not allow callers to come in, so that's why we don't take callers on YouTube. There's no way to do it. Otherwise, we would absolutely love to take callers on YouTube because that's where most of my beloved MAGA are located. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, I absolutely need you to smash that like button. It helps out the algorithm, does indeed bring in more MAGA. So if you're watching on YouTube, tap that like button, help your boy out. Going back to the box, we'll go to Takesha Bowie. Good evening, Takesha. Welcome to the program.
I ain't gonna be here but a minute, Tim.
Okay, give me a minute.
Let me say this right quick. Straight talk, cut it out. The reason the U.S. pays more is because our GDP is higher. NATO runs off your payment is
based on your
indicative
GDP,
to
right?
Your GDP. We have the largest GDP. That's why we pay more.
But that's not the argument.
Can you let me finish?
Okay. Make your point.
But this is my argument for you. Why would those people jump in and help us when Trump started it? If we had been attacked, then yes, they were supposed to come to our defense. But Trump went and started that himself. But they're just like telling me, just because, okay, if my rent is $1,500, I make less than, say I bring home $500, my husband bring home $3,000, and he make me pay the rent and keep his money. And I'm supposed to just let him talk to me any kind of way and be satisfied. Stop it.
Yeah. Okay,
just because he foot the most of the bill don't mean he gonna talk to me any kind of way and then ask for my help when he need it.
Okay, well, first of all, I agree with all of that. The GDP argument is where I disagree, and it is, you're right, America's GDP is significantly greater than these other nations. That's why they were ordered to pay a percentage of their GDP, and they weren't meeting that, Takesha. It was, I think it's like 5%, whatever percent of their GDP, that's the deal. And they were not, I think they were paying like 2% of their GDP instead of 5%. So that's the argument.
Tim, we ain't even talking about that.
You brought it up.
Yeah, but them folks paying it now. Yeah. I ain't talking about what they weren't paying before that. Stop it.
But they doing it because of Trump. Trump is the one that got
give a damn they were doing it because it was Christmas.
But don't you
doing it They doing it, let it go.
But don't you give Trump credit for making him
I don't
step
give
up?
Trump credit for nothing. Because guess what that don't do? That don't go to the grocery store with me. That don't go to the gas station with me. That don't be sitting there by my bills when I get them at the mailbox. I don't give a damn what NATO pay. NATO don't affect my life.
But it's supposed
It's not affecting my day-to-day living.
But it's supposed to make us safe. NATO as a nation, as a group rather.
Tim.
I'm just giving it to you.
Tim.
Make your point.
Our president has gone and attacked people that wasn't attacking us. Who making us unsafe?
I can't argue with that.
Okay, so why are we talking about NATO supposed to keep us safe? That ain't helping me in the grocery store.
No.
Is that helping me? Is that helping you in the grocery store because NATO supposed to keep us safe?
None whatsoever.
When you go to the gas station, are you looking around for NATO to keep you safe while you pump your gas?
No, I don't look for NATO at the gas station. No.
Okay, you ain't looking for them at the ATM when you get your money out, right?
No.
So why is we talking about what NATO supposed to do to help us be safe?
No.
Okay, now shut up. Now listen, Tim. You see that Leave It to Beaver said he wasn't gonna bring that vote to the floor, right?
Talking about Speaker of the House.
Yeah, Grinder Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
What? You know what them folks get? You know when I looked at that cabinet meeting yesterday, you know what I realized MAGA and the Republicans got? UTIs. Up Trump's intestine syndrome. That's what they got, Tim. It's getting ridiculous. They was in there praising Trump so hard I thought he was Jesus. I wanted to go put some sandals on him in a robe and let him walk around and just profess the name of the Lord. The way they was in there idolizing that man and idol worshiping, don't
You know they giving him
just get him some Jesus sandals and put a wig on his head and just put him in a robe.
You know they giving him an America First Award annually.
Man,
now.
did you see that crap,
I
Tim?
saw it.
You just keep making up awards to satisfy this man's ego. Then they telling you about gas and you worried about when they gonna put a statue of you up in Venezuela. Them folk ain't told them folk now time they put no statue of him up in no Venezuela. That's just something they said to make him feel good. Just like he really got excited about that poll that Mecca did on CNN where he got 100% approval rate.
Yeah.
He was bragging. You mean to tell me he really believe? You know he funny, Tim. But he dangerous funny. Because they keep making a fool out the old man and he don't know it, Tim. And I think it's elder abuse. And they need to stop doing that, man, like that. It's elder abuse, Tim.
That's what they said was happening to Joe Biden, is that the Democrats
And it's happening to Trump. Everything they said about Joe Biden is going on with Donald Trump. He fell asleep in the cabinet meeting and then gonna have the audacity to wake up and call Joe Biden and Kamala sleepy when he had just woke up from being Rip Van Winkle. Stop it, Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, they were saying it because Biden and Sexy Red, appreciate that. They were saying that Biden was falling asleep during meetings too, but
a little bit, Tim, cut the crap.
I'm just saying.
Every time Trump have a sit-down meeting, he falls asleep. I want you to stop trying to lessen what Trump does that Biden did that they talked about. Because everything they said about Joe Biden is happening to Donald Trump right now. Stop it, Tim. That's where you be pissing me off at. Stop trying to act like he falling asleep less when he Rip Van Winkle when he sit down. I want you to cut the crap.
Well, he has not. This whole diaper and all of this stuff, I haven't seen evidence of that. I've heard people say it. I haven't seen proof of that.
Tim, I wouldn't care if he was wearing a thong with a G-string over it. I ain't talking about that right now. I'm talking about the sleepy Joe and now it's sleepy Trump. I'm talking about when he tripped going up the steps, getting on the plane, when they said Joe Biden fell. Then Trump ended up tripping. You saw that. Yeah. So everything he's saying about Joe Biden is happening to him. And for y'all to say, well, it ain't that. Well, you know, he worked so hard. That man be up all night because he ain't got no peace. He got money, but he ain't got no peace. The Bible said that the wicked should not have any rest. That's why he don't sleep at night, because he wicked and he ain't getting no rest. Because he ain't got no peace.
I can't speak on the Bible, the biblical stuff. I'll leave it at that.
The man ain't got no peace. That's why he not sleeping.
I can't speak on that. I listen, at the end of the day, I don't think any president has peace because it is a stressful position. So
I bet they went to sleep at night. I bet they weren't up all night truthing.
You don't think this? You don't think this guy sleeps? You don't think this guy sleeps?
No, he don't sleep. That's why he fall asleep in the meeting. Man, them folks, them shoes big enough for you and me together. And they putting them on. And they right here got to put socks in the front and tissue in the back just to make sure they don't flip off their feet. Stop it, Republicans.
You really don't like
It's getting ridiculous out here. But let me say this, Tim. The reason we're winning, the Democrats are winning all their races, is because Republicans are voting with us. They're tired of him, Tim. You think we beat out the Republican in Mar-a-Lago without the Republicans' help, Tim? Those people are voting with us because they sick of him. Did you see that CPAC video where the man was on stage and said, "Who wants to vote for an impeachment?" And them folks were clapping. He said,
Yes!
Y'all didn't understand what I said. Them folks ready for him to go.
I did see
He
that.
tried to say it again, Tim, in a different way. They clapped again. They ready for him to go.
I did see that. They were actually at a CPAC meeting. Real quick in the comments before we continue. Evil B by Boo says, this is why Takesha hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much to Takesha. This is why Democrats are going to win. This is why Republicans are stupid. So ratchet. That was my last caller.
That's why they can pass that same back if they want to, because the Republicans going to vote with the Democrats, and we still going to win.
Well, let me just say this. In defense of the Republicans, it depends on who the Democrats put up. Like, now my last caller said AOC. I don't think Republicans would vote for
Tim,
AOC.
I ain't talking no presidential race. We ain't even got that far ahead. I'm talking about the midterms.
Well, it depends even on the midterm. You think Republican? You think Republican? Hold on.
We go with your depend.
You think?
And the proof is in the pudding. We ain't lost the race. We done winning. Stop it, Tim. The Republicans ain't flipped now seat, but we have. So I want you to shut your big ball shine head up.
What the hell?
You know what, Tim? I'm starting to think you're a Republican. You are MAGA, Tim. You on that side because every time I try to say something positive about the Democrat, your ugly switchblade head turn around and try to make it a negative. I'm sick of your Telly Savalas.
Telly Savalas, god damn. Kojak.
You're like a burnt up Telly Savalas.
I got called Telly Savalas.
Jesus. Pop in your mouth and shut up.
Telly Savalas is considered was lighter than I am. I'm too
throw a lollipop in your mouth and shut up.
Yeah.
How about that?
What?
Telly. That's what I'm starting calling you, Telly. Yeah, I'm sick of you.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm simply saying that there are some things Trump has done that's been beneficial to the country. Give him credit for what he's done that's been good.
No.
Why?
No. For what?
Oh, come on. Somebody hating on you.
I got a restriction
Yes.
back to him.
All right, I appreciate it. She had a hater, so she dropped Takesha Bowie, folks. A lot of folks like Takesha. She is a fan favorite as well. Looking in the comments, Donald Dump don't give a damn about you. Well, he says he's the president for the people, ain't he? Very few things he's done to benefit the country. I'll leave it at that. Depends on what side of the aisle you're on. I need you guys to tap the screen, and for my YouTube viewers, smash that like button. If you're watching us currently live on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack, follow the program. Happy to be watching us on YouTube. Give your boy a sub. This is, even though I get plenty of liberal callers, understand this is a MAGA friendly program. So it doesn't matter what your politics are. If you lean to the right, you get plenty of time to speak when you come up as well with zero censorship. Marty Marr, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Bakeball says, my MAGA brother Tim. I'm MAGA now. All of the folks on the right, they call me a goddamn libtard. All of those names. Now all of a sudden the liberals are going to call me MAGA. So I'm just a man in the middle of nowhere. I'm a man without a party, I suppose. You guys just show the host no love at all. But you could show the host a little bit of love by smashing that like button if you're watching on YouTube. Certainly tap the get us up over the 100,000 hump there on TikTok. Big Boss ain't no liberal, says Kingfish. No, he's not. Stevie D, we call bullshit out no matter what side. Not like you, MAGA. MAGA is starting. There is cracks in MAGA. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a perfect example. She is calling out bullshit. I don't know, was Tucker Carlson ever considered MAGA? Because he's calling out bullshit. Megyn Kelly is calling out bullshit. In fact, I watched a video of hers right before going live, and she said that Trump's policies on Iran could end up causing the country to go Democrat for the next 20 years. Go figure. Candace Owens was MAGA. She's calling out Trump. And I will say, in regards to Megyn Kelly suggesting that we could have Democrats for the next 20 years, I'm not going to say that I totally agree with her, but I will say this. If Iran turns into a prolonged, dragged out war, that will mean that the two last Republican presidents got us into long wars in the Middle East. Because the last Republican president was obviously George Bush before Trump. So if for some reason this war starts going south, that means the last two presidents got us in the long-ass wars, and the Democrat presidents got us out of those. That will be remembered. Will it last for 20 years? I'm not going to say that, but that absolutely will be remembered. And of course, the way Trump has treated the immigrant community is probably going to have some lasting implications on the Republican Party as well. Certainly the Hispanic immigrants. Let me just say it like this: immigrants of color, they're probably going to be telling their children and grandchildren, kind of like the party switch that happened. When folks like my mom and grandma were telling me, Democrat because of the civil rights stuff. You're going to probably have Hispanics telling their children and grandchildren about the years of Trump and what, how people were treated. And nowadays, keep in mind, this ain't like it was during the MLK days when shit was in black and white. You got stuff on 4K. You got all of this stuff is caught on video. So you can show them this stuff. That probably will have lasting implications for the Republican Party. My guess is a hell of a lot of Republican Congress, senators, and governors are going to be trying to explain that stuff away once the Trump era is over with, because that is going to have that party having to deal with that. Looking in the comments, Mr. Quacker says, thanks for being an awesome man. Now, that's a good one. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate that. He will be my boots as Keisha is great, wonderful shit, lady. And Tim, stop being a Muppet. You guys, this Muppet shit, y'all need to let that go. That hurts. Let me go back to the box. Mike, good evening. Welcome to the program, Mike. And I'm not a Muppet. Mike, good evening.
Happy Friday, brother. Happy Friday.
Good to have you on. Happy Friday.
Real quick,
as well.
tap the screen, share the live. Let's get Tim up to 115K while I'm up here. Y'all can do that.
Good shit. And help your boy out with the TikTok cap and mustache go. Thank you.
The caps and the mustache. Give him the cap for that big ass head. That's a special cap too. That's not a normal TikTok gift hat. Hey, what's going on, boo? What's up, Miss Mo? Got up, baby? Baby. Listen, first of all, you always wait too long after Straight Talk because I'd be ready to just destroy all of his bullshit. But
Jason Grandma came in here as hard as you possibly could.
I heard her, and I wasn't going Galaxy right behind him. But when he was talking about NATO, Takesha covered a lot of it. But NATO is for defense, not for. And so, if I'm a NATO country, you got to remember, Tim. This is the part that people forget. When we do have conflicts or wars where NATO's involved, you know what we show them to support our actions? We show them the aggression. We show them the immediate threat. There is a lot of intelligence that go into that make them comfortable going into a conflict to support us or for us to support them because we've seen it. Damn.
And appreciate that whoever just said that. The real Teddy. Thank you for that. I'll just say this. I agree with you, and that to me is the biggest sticking point. If you expect NATO to help you out when you're involved in a conflict, if you're going to start some shit, they should know about it before it starts. I mean, we literally attacked Iran and didn't even give them a heads up so that their citizens were stuck in the war zone and they were finding ways to scramble and get their citizens out of Israel and stuff like that. We didn't even give them a heads up. So we didn't even give Americans the heads up.
That's what I was about to say.
The way he did it was terrible. The way he did it was terrible.
So again, and then to tell somebody, I don't need you, we don't need you, and we need you, you could have helped, fuck you. No, we need you. Y'all ain't shit. but y'all really should have been here. I mean, who responds to that in the real world, Tim?
Well, they respond to it, but it's not favorably. Did you see my Stephen A. Smith clip that said exactly what you said?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. And then understand, we're supposed to be at a, Trump was talking about not boom booming their nuclear plants or whatever, their energy resources. But what did Israel turn around and do today?
The same shit. Well, the problem is Israel's off the leash, and Israel's looking at it like this. Iran has been a thorn in their side, since the very beginning, damn near. And Netanyahu and Israel is looking at it like this. We'll never get this type of chance to do as much damage to Iran as we're getting right now. So they're going to go all out because obviously a liberal president, if they come in after Trump, or even J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio probably, is not going to let Israel act unrestrained like Trump is. So they're going to get in as many punches as they can. They want Iran to be damn near looking like Gaza, because they know Trump is going to let them do that. That's not going to, no president on the right or the left is going to let Netanyahu act unrestrained the way Trump is.
Well, and here's the thing, Tim. They're not fooling I agree with you. They're not fooling anybody. How do you think Iran is going to react to that? I'm going to give you a perfect example. They already warned, how Trump's saying he'll hit those energies. Experts have already come out and said if the U.S. does that, what it will do to the environment over there as far as the radiation from hitting that will be devastating to every. So is that ultimately helping the people of Iran? If you make part of their country uninhabitable?
Mike, come on. That's why I went off on Straight Talk when he said that shit. We don't give a fuck about the people of Iran. That was just some kind of bullshit to tug at folks' heartstrings. We're not there to liberate any. If some Iranians were able to get on the raft, and thank you for the hat mustache sexy red, if some Iranian citizens were able to get on a raft or, jump under the bottom of an aircraft or something, and they actually made it to the United States, and they indicated our government is killing us and being oppressive, can we seek asylum in America? We wouldn't even let them stay. So we ain't trying to help them people out.
They pushed that raft away like it was at a damn pier or dock.
You have Iranians in Seacot. So we ain't trying to help them out. I mean, that's bullshit. We don't care nothing about them people.
And that's my point. When they start having these discussions, if that's your starting point to have this discussion, there's no reason to have the discussion, because we know that this is Straight Talks was the same one that don't want to feed motherfuckers here.
Yeah. That's what I brought up, is that you got Charlie Kirk and MAGA saying that kids in public school shouldn't get a free lunch, but you're talking about we're going to liberate Iranians at our own expense. That's crazy. That don't make no damn sense at all.
Listen, again, this is what everything that we're seeing happen right now with the market, with oil. All these people was doing all that. You know what the funny thing is with Big Boss, and Stevie D, and all of these MAGA guys? I just remember the comments and the verbiage so vividly about egg prices and lower gas and how terrible it was under Biden, that people damn near couldn't eat and they had no jobs. Like they were destitute. Everybody was destitute, right? And now, outside of that period in 2022, after COVID, when you talk about gas prices in that window, outside of that, gas prices are higher than they've been in this period under Biden's term. Outside of that window, gas prices are higher now than they were then, and none of them are saying shit. Well, give it time. I don't get that. That under Biden, the economy and gas prices and groceries it was such a dire situation that you were damn near about to, cut up your dog and eat him to survive. And then Trump gets in and suddenly, we got time for a little bit of short-term pain for long-term gain. Like, I thought you were in destitute. Now all of a sudden you seem to have room to hang on. Listen, that's what they said at Bake Boss. If you're a baker, you're like, you only talking about eggs. You're not talking about cinnamon. You're not talking about nutmeg. You're not talking about any other raw material, raw ingredients that's through the roof right now. Now, before you comment and say it's not, you got to understand you're talking to a guy that does this shit every day. If you comment and say raw ingredients, those raw ingredients I just named as a baker aren't high, you, my friend, are full of shit. Because everything else is up. Every other raw ingredients is up. Yeah. And see, it's so funny. They don't talk about that. Only the talking points. While you simultaneously have an administration sitting back. Donald Trump was on TV yesterday talking about how he had these $1,000 pens. Did you see that, Tim?
No.
He was talking about how he likes these particular pens, and they're $1,000 each.
Damn.
But he likes them. And he was handing them out to these children, and the children didn't realize that he was handing them $1,000 pens while you simultaneously are not funding people or cutting. So, and they
where the hell do you get a pen that costs $1,000 from?
I'm just telling you.
What I mean, like, what is it using?
Alter ego. That's not what I said. That's what he said.
Yeah, but what the hell is it using for ink? Pussy juice? Like, where do you get a pen that costs a G?
I don't know.
That's
crazy. Maybe it was the value he put on it, whatever the case may be. But my point is this: this administration is out of touch with reality. This administration is spending. You make all of these cuts to the big beautiful bill. That's cutting people's resources. Then you turn around and borrow $50 billion a week over the last 5 months to pay for those social services that you cut out of the big, beautiful bill. Then you turn around. I need $200 billion more because it costs a lot of money to unalive people. That's what Pete Hegseth said.
I think to me, you know, they often say Trump is playing, you know, he isn't playing checkers, he's playing chess. I actually think it's the opposite. I think that he's not looking at stuff from the long term. He's looking at immediate jumps that he can take immediately and just not looking at the board or down the road. Like, for instance, what he's doing with our allies. That is not going to fare well for the United States in the long term. I just think he is doing things that is politically advantageous for maybe him, maybe his party, maybe his associates, maybe their bank accounts, or whatever the case may be. Stuff that is immediately advantageous for them, but down the, in the long term may be harmful for, let's say, future Republicans, maybe the country, maybe relationships down the line. He'll be gone,
Tim.
But that's what I see.
They don't, none of that. I agree with you. They don't care about none of that. This is the fleecing of America. I told you this over a year ago. Everything they're doing right now. You know who should be more pissed off? This is what makes me mad about MAGA. Y'all should be more pissed off than anybody because everything he's doing is the opposite. He is our deficit is increasing. Everything is costing us more. He's telling y'all, they're telling y'all to be patient, but that's not what they ran on. You guys should be more pissed off than us. I'm not even mad because I knew this was going to happen. They should be upset because they sat on this panel and other panels saying that this was not what was going to happen. We were fear-mongering all this shit. And now here we are. Yeah. And oh, by the way, Tim, let's remember this. As we have these conversations, there's still a hole in the fucking White House. There's still a hole in the White House that's going to cost $400 million. Right? I mean, Tim, think about what we're talking about here. Think about where we are right now. Waste, fraud, and abuse, all of this shit that they were talking about pointing out, and they're spending. So what are they saving if they're spending? What are they saving? They're not spending. They're not saving anything.
When you spend in the sheer billions that we're spending with this war with Iran, that obviously is not going to end in a week or two like Trump suggested. Yeah, they're not. I mean, the deficit is going up. We're not here. He's not saving. Now, he claims the tariffs, though. He's claiming the tariffs are going to bring in a ton of money. So I guess we have to say the jury's still out on that.
You mean the money that we got to pay back from the tariffs? You mean that money? You mean the $175 billion that we got to pay back
from the
tariff? That money?
I'm just saying that's what the man said. The tariffs are going to make us a fortune.
Listen, I know what he says when he's awake, right? I know that
when he's awake.
Did you see that hearing for those 4 federal judges the other day?
No, but I heard about it. I did hear about
that. That shit was the most disgusting. It was 4 people that are looking to become judges. These motherfuckers couldn't answer one simple question that was asked of them.
Well,
they were asked simply, did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
But
That's what they were being asked.
They tried not to come in on bad faith with the president. I mean, why? So go ahead.
No, let me tell you. And you need to look this up, because you need to look this up and you need to stitch this. It was so pathetic, man. I was like, these cannot be. I didn't even believe that they were judges at first. I didn't. I didn't. It was so bad. They kept being asked. They said, and they kept, all of them were like reading the script. Every time they were asked the question 10 different ways, and they were just on this script. And then they even asked, well, did Donald Trump win? And then they were dancing, and they went right back to this. All four of them did the same exact.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, we know they don't want to fall out of favor with Trump. Judges? And I don't even think they could have said, no, he lost, and they wouldn't fall out of favor with MAGA. They don't want to fall out of favor with Trump. Trump is the only one that's requiring you say he won the 2020 election at this point. Go ahead.
And do you know what, Tim? And I'm sorry, I may cut you off. But to have 4 federal judges that can't just state that you're looking to be a federal judge, and you're more concerned about your relationship or acceptance with Donald Trump versus the law, versus
that makes it pretty obvious that they loyalists.
Man, I don't want to be in front of me. And see, this is where I've been telling people, this is where it fucking gets scary. Yeah. Because if you're sitting in front of a judge that cannot, Tim, you gotta Google this and look this shit up. When you see it, it was one of the, out of everything we've been seeing, watching these people sit there and do that, I was like, holy shit.
Well, they're going to bring up, it sounds like when they asked Natasha Brown Jackson what a woman is, and she couldn't answer it.
She didn't answer it the way they wanted her to answer it, but that had nothing to do with the Constitution.
No.
That had nothing to do with the results of an election.
No, but it's spinning. It's needless spinning when people can.
This is apples and carjacks, what you're talking about. These ain't even in the same stratosphere. I mean, the idea that you can't answer that simple question and you want to be a judge is absolutely insane to me. And then check this out. Now Donald Trump says he's going to sign an executive order to fund TSA. You know where that money is coming from?
I heard the order. Where's the money coming from?
The big, beautiful bill funds. They're going to reallocate those funds.
He can't. Well, he's not supposed to be.
Listen. The fact that we just can't have a normal political or geopolitical or constitutional conversation these days, because what you just said, he can't do that.
It's conversations like this that make me think the Democrats are going to lose in the midterms, because they're just going to do whatever they want to do. I mean, they're not going to certify people. They're going to be saying people cheated. I mean, he's showing you he can do whatever he wants. I mean, Congress is just letting him do whatever. So Mike Johnson is just they're going to say all of the Democrats that won, they all cheated, and Mike Johnson is just going to refuse to certify.
Well, listen, that would mean, I don't disagree with that happening, but if you're saying that they're going to lose because people aren't going to show up or people aren't going to go.
No, the Democrats are going to win actually by the will of the people is going to suggest they want Democrat candidates in place. But the Trump administration is showing you, I mean, you're going to have folks who come in, the registration process, scrutinize the documents and tell you your birth certificate is fake or we can't verify it. And unfortunately, we were not able to count your vote. I mean, there's a million ways they can do this stuff.
Tim, no, I don't disagree with you, and I think they're going to try every single one of them, because if it's a normal election, if it's a free and fair election, it's over with, and they know that. Now, the crazy part is this: when Donald Trump said, and this is for you MAGA Trump supporters, when you're trying to hold the Democrats responsible for TSA not being funded, when Donald Trump tells the GOP, "I'm not passing anything unless the SAVE Act gets signed," and then the GOP comes out and says, Donald Trump said he ain't passing shit unless the SAVE Act is signed. So this is a second time. This was a bipartisan agreement that Trump stepped on. This is the second time. And then these people complain about those same issues that he keeps stepping on like the shit didn't happen.
Yeah, and that was the opening monologue, and one of the topics of the show is who's responsible for the shutdown. And then I played Senator Kennedy saying that we had a deal and the TSA agents would have gotten paid by the end of the week. And Trump said, don't negotiate with Democrats. So I don't know why they keep blaming the Democrats for the shutdown. If you got Republicans on record saying we had an agreement with the Democrats that would have got the TSA agents paid, and Trump shut it down. So it's pretty clear Trump is the reason they're not getting paid.
Of course it is. And I'm going to say this real quick, and this is for the comments. This is specifically for you, Stevie D. For anybody to think that the SAVE Act is a good thing for this country, hasn't read it, doesn't understand the implications, and don't truly give a fuck or don't know what they read. The SAVE Act is one of the worst bills I've ever read. Now, what they do is they just say, well, why are you against IDs? Nobody said they're against IDs. But if you read the entire SAVE Act, that's a small part of the SAVE Act. There's bigger things in the SAVE Act. It's going to complicate voting and why would you present something and then you say they want to pass it, make it immediate, and then tell every state they have 10 days to implement it with no government finance support at all? Just figure it out. And that is the easy part.
To me, when President Trump stated that they want to nationalize our elections and put Republicans in control, to me, that's about as much as you can show your hand to the other side as possible. That has cheating written on. For folks who believe the Democrats cheated in 2020, can you imagine Biden or Hillary Clinton or somebody said, we want to nationalize the election and have us in control of it? That is about as unfair and as biased of an election you can get. To have Trump come out and say that he wanted to do that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you take control of the election, it's not going to be fair to all parties involved. To me, that's about as obvious as you can get.
I'm going to give you something that will resonate with yourself or anyone that's been in a relationship, that's in a relationship. That's like going through a divorce. You're going through an ugly divorce. Your ex is telling you she's going to take everything you have, and then you get the paperwork from her lawyer, and you don't read it. You think somehow she's signaled every which way she's going to take everything you have, and you think somehow the first agreement you get is going to be in your favor.
Right.
You would be an absolute fool. Now, let's talk about the SAVE Act real quick before I go. Really quick. Have you read it, Tim?
No, I haven't read it all.
Let me give you this one. Just this one thing. You know, they have it in there that election poll workers can be sentenced to a minimum of 5 years in prison if they mistakenly register somebody without the required documents. Mistakenly. Read it. Mistake. So you're as an election poll worker, you can be facing prison time if you do something in error. In error. Why do you think that? Now, there is nobody on this live that would take their ass to be an election poll worker, knowing if you make a mistake, volunteering your time can put you in prison. Right? That's the only
it's the fear tactics. It's the fear tactics.
Tim, they want to scrub the voter rolls every 30 days if they so choose to, which would negate the 90-day quiet period of not touching the voter rolls 90 days up to an election. Now, all those that think that voter fraud is a big deal, if you go look it up, people are removed from voter rolls in error 5 times more than fraud is even detected. So the idea that you're focused on election fraud when we should be securing people's ability to vote.
Yeah.
Right, which is your right.
To me, like I said, in addition to the nationalized election stuff, I mean, the part of the Save America Act that everybody does know about, because I didn't know about the shit you talking about, which is horrible, but the part that everybody does know about, to me, it amounts to a solution in search of a problem. You're coming up with a solution for illegal immigrants and people that vote that should not have the right to vote for. But you never presented that that's actually a problem. So it's a solution for a problem that we have not been able to see that actually exists. I mean, look, when they were talking about getting rid of illegal immigrants, they came up with Lincoln Riley and gave you a few names. They haven't given you anybody that's illegal that was caught voting. Nobody.
And the funny thing is, last thing I'm gonna land because I know you got to go. The Heritage Foundation hired the Brookings Institute to do a study on this, and they found that it was even less fraud, but they don't talk about it. Lastly, he wants to get rid of mail-in voting, right?
Yep.
Who just did?
He did. He did. I gotta go. He did. Yeah, he did.
Happy Friday, Tim.
All right.
Happy Friday, you motherfuckers.
Appreciate it. And thank you, Mike. As always, coming with receipts hardcore. But yeah, Trump just mailed this vote in. Like I said, and I keep saying, I would be more inclined to hear what Trump is saying if they were providing evidence that this stuff was happening. I mean, ever since Trump claimed the 2020 election was stolen, they've made so many accusations of stuff that has come with no proof. I mean, the Dominion voting machines, for instance, that stuff was never proven. You seen what happened with Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman suing Giuliani for making all kinds of claims that didn't culminate in the reality. Mike Lindell's another one that said all kinds of shit that never. I mean, they threw so much stuff out there that turned out to either not be true or at the very least not be proven. That it's like, I can't just take your word on what you're saying. Because Trump claims that 18 million illegals came in this country under Biden. Okay, if some of them are voting, that should not be allowed. That's where the Save America Act will come in. But show us that they're voting. Show us. I brought this up before. We have an epidemic of fake IDs being used in this country. People are using fake IDs to buy beer, to buy cigarettes at gas stations, to get in clubs when they're actually underage, to get in casinos. People get caught using fake IDs all the damn time. People use fake driver's licenses, get caught by cops using a fake license. People use fake social security cards to get a job. People are getting caught using fake IDs all over America every fucking day. 18 million illegals and nobody's getting caught. Why is that? The girl working behind the counter at the gas station is catching people using fake driver's licenses regularly trying to buy alcohol. Why you got at the polling place, nobody's getting caught? When most polling places, there are sheriffs and cops stationed at many polling places, nobody's getting caught doing this. Yet every other bouncers working in the front of a club is catching people using fake IDs. People getting caught using fake IDs everywhere. Why are they not getting caught trying to vote? If it's really happening, why are they not getting caught? I mean, these are regular, everyday, average working people catching folks using fake IDs all the time, like I said, at gas stations, at clubs, in bars. Why is no one getting caught in the polling places? It doesn't make any sense. Now, MAGA Reaction says no one is checking. Every single polling place, nobody's checking any IDs at all. How do you know that? Because I handed my driver's license over when I voted. They looked at it. What do you mean nobody's checking? Where are you getting that from? Where's your evidence of that? I'm not seeing that whatsoever for you to make that claim. Let me go to the box. Sexy Red, good evening.
Hey, chocolate Muppet. Yeah, I got your little fat ass.
Please stop
That picture of me is real. I told you I look good, honey. I look good, okay? Yeah, that's all me, bitch. That's no AI. Okay?
Okay. All right. It's a nice looking picture. I do agree with that.
Thank you. I told you I got some chocolate in my happy ass.
But you
yeah.
You still look white. You still look white, though, they say.
Shut the fuck up. I may look white, but shit, I will terrorize your ugly ass.
Why do you want
Oh God.
Okay, why do you want to the words you use? That's why you keep getting censored. See now?
I didn't mean to
Terrorize? God damn. You come on here sounding like Osama bin Laden. That's why they keep getting you.
You can't even play, man. You can't even play around.
Oh my God.
Now, do you see this crap on? Do you see how we've been censored and stuff?
Yeah, but you're talking about
When China had this app, we didn't get him like that. We didn't get censored like that. This is Trump's America.
But you
This is
literally
Trump's America.
You literally sound like you're talking for ISIS. I mean,
Me for real?
you said you.
That's you know what I sound like? I sound like a black woman that's mad as hell because your little ugly, caping looking ass be on your knees caping for the white man, and you was on my people's panel today. I told you. Shit, we are pro-black.
And before we continue, I see Mr. G says MAGA ain't shit. That Drewski got them mad. Yeah, that Drewski going against Erica Kirk is ridiculous. But before
that was funny as hell. A black man turned white.
But
that was funny as hell. That's not racist.
That is racist.
It's called white chicks. He did a white chick situation.
If you are white and you paint your face black, the blacks say you're racist. So if you're black,
because of that, it's blackface. That's blackface. Just because, hey, a black man turned white. That's not being racist.
You know what this sounds like to me? You know what this sounds like to me?
White chicks for you.
Yeah.
And he's a comic.
No.
He's a comic.
You know what this sounds? This sounds to me like.
Get it? No, it's not the same. When they do blackface, they do it because it's racism.
No.
When they do whiteface, it is comic.
Is it possible for a white person to do blackface as a comic?
I wish they would do it in front of me, but hey.
You would laugh, right? You would laugh, right? You said it's okay in comedy.
If they do blackface? No, I wouldn't laugh. What are you talking about, Willard?
To what you're doing almost sounds like when folks say it's okay for blacks.
Are you serious?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm very serious. I'm very serious.
White cheap people.
No.
Blackface was because of racism.
I don't look.
Whiteface is not because
what
of
you're doing sounds like when folks suggest that it's okay for a black person to use the N-word, but when a white person uses it, if it's racist, nobody should be doing it. Period.
If I want to, well, let me tell you something about me. If I want to use the N-word, I'm going to use the N-word. You understand me? Now, a white man come and call me the ER. The ER? Oh, we're going to fight. I will break my nails. I'll fight.
I'm just simply saying if when a white person, if they do something you consider it racist, if a black person does the same damn thing that you call racist as a white person, then it's racist too.
Tim, you gotta step your ass back. Quit drinking the bleach.
You giving black people a pass for doing bad shit.
Quit drinking the bleach. When a white person does it, they know what they're doing.
Not always.
When a comic, are you shitting me? You don't think a white person will go and paint their face black and they don't think that it's not? Are you serious?
No.
Now, when you do it in a comic, like white chicks, and they painted themselves white, it's comedy. He is a comic. I wish, and if she does sue him, she's not gonna get nothing because it is comic. It's a comedy.
You just said under no circumstance would you laugh at a white person in blackface.
Because they know what blackface is.
So they can't do any comedy, huh?
It is.
But
they know what it is, though. No. Come on, Tim.
What if they not trying to do it based on that? What if they just trying to be comical, as you say?
White people know what blackface is, Tim.
Yeah.
They can't be that damn stupid. They know what blackface is, Tim.
To me, what you're doing is hypocrisy.
Well, to me, is that you're caping for the white tea, man. Get it out your mouth. I know your ass is burning. Without the Vaseline.
Joe Dirt says, how is Trump going to be in U.S. dollars? I don't get what you mean by that, Joe. And
he put his name on it.
Oh, yes, he is going to do that.
And he has to go to Congress. And it's not going to pass Congress. He has to go to Congress, and it's not going to happen.
You depending on Congress. He says, let's put Obama's name on our currency. Good luck with that. They were going to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Trump stopped that. Trump stopped that.
God forbid a black woman be on it, right?
Trump.
God forbid the white tea man knows his real history, right? They're taking everything out of fucking history. They want whitewash history, don't you think, Tim, little Muppet? And you over here caping for the caping, man. Muppet.
Would you stop the Muppet shit? Evil B. Babu says, Tim, be watchful. Somebody's trying to spasm again. Who's trying to spasm Evil B. by Boo? Tim, tell Miss Red, tell Miss Sexy Red, happy Friday. Can I give you a hug and let her know that she means the world to me? Have a beautiful weekend and be happy. So you got a fan out there.
Well, thank you. You come on my page.
I think you got racism wrong, though.
I don't have racism.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't hate white tea people. I do not like the maggots.
No, you
White
go.
tea people, the snow roaches of white tea people. Normal white tea people, cool beans.
What is a normal
beans.
white person? What the hell is a normal white person?
Allies out there marching with us. Yeah. And I just put them to, I just have hand distance. I don't even trust their asses all the way.
Why they got to be an ally? Why can't they just be a conservative?
Really?
Yeah.
Because, okay, let me tell you something, and it's in the Bible. In James, hatred is in within, okay?
All conservatives are not hateful.
Yes, they are.
All of them?
And let me tell you, there's legit conservatives that are going against Trump, and there is conservatives that are Christian nationalists. Yes, they're making us Christians look very bad.
And I see in the comments, Stevie D says, Tim, you have too many morals to relate to her. Are you saying Gangsta Grandma has no morals?
Oh, I got morals. I'm a freaky leaky Christian, okay? I like to F, and I'm a muff, and I do it all, okay? But let me tell you something. I do got morals. I will not lay down with the stray dog that's white tea and get fleas and get chlamydia and every damn thing else. Yeah, I got morals.
I'm just going to tell you, you do often say stuff that sounds like a racist white person from the 1960s.
I'm not white.
Yeah, when you start talking about white people, hold on. I didn't say you were. I said when you start talking like that, you sound the stuff. Hold on. Wait a minute. The stuff you say about whites is the same shit they used to say about blacks before the civil rights era.
I gave it back to them, don't I? I give it right back to them.
That's why I say you're racist.
I gave it back to them.
That's why I say you sound racist.
I got this. They don't like the color of our skin. They go and they go everything. They go and they call us ratty. You know what? They call us, the C word. They call us the N word. They're taking our history out of our books. They're doing everything to try to erase black and brown people. They are doing it. History has repeated itself. And you want me to go and say, yes, kumbaya? Yes, master. No, I'm not. I'm giving them the same damn energy.
Well, speaking of giving them the same energy, then how do you respond? Stevie D says, so you are what you hate. You hate racism, so you're being the same thing.
How am I calling them out being racist? How am I saying that they're taking history out of our
You're doing
books?
way more than
Not
that.
being racist?
Because you're doing more than that. You're doing more than that.
No, I said I do not like the snow roaches and the maggots. I don't. That does not mean that I hate them.
That's a slur.
I despise them.
That's a slur. That is a slur.
I say, Tim, I'm not. Oh, you know what? You know what a slur is? Go drink some bleach, Muppet. Go drink some damn bleach. You know what they call you, Tim? They call you the ER up in your lives and shit. Oh, don't call them that. Oh, bow down, right? Go bow down, right?
At least they're not calling me.
I don't shove the dick up my ass.
At least they're not calling me a Muppet.
I don't shove white dingling up my ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I never touch white dingling. I've never ever sucked it. And I will never, ever bow to the knee to the white tea man. How dare you come up here and tell me I'm being racist, and I give them the same damn energy. They do not like our asses. They come down on our asses. They want to put us in penitentiaries. They want to put us back in the damn fields, and you're ugly, no good for nothing, trifling. I gotta suck on it. What, me? To bow down and say, yes, master? Shit.
Well, here's a comment aimed directly at you from Brad Hart. Says this woman is a professional victim, although I guarantee she has never experienced actual racism. Somebody gave you a violin. Oh my God.
I haven't experienced racism. When my brother got unalived by a cop that called him the ER. You need to shut your ass up on some cold shit. You need to shut your white tea ass up down. I could tell you this right now. I experienced racism. I experienced it when I had the Nazis, the Schmazis up in my restaurant, busting in my damn windows and put ER all over my shit. Don't you ever come at me and tell me no shit like that. And that happened last fucking year.
But let me
So
let me
fuck
tell you
with that
this.
bullshit.
While you're going off like that, and you're telling me I'm sucking white men and all this, and
You
hold it-
are.
well,
You
but,
are.
but the thing, well, if you're saying that, then I want you to explain why Joski in the comments is saying he's saying racist lady is supported by a racist host. So he thinks I'm racist too. Goddamn it, you got me looking
You're
bad.
racist? You're a ratty raccoon. You're an undercover maggot. How the hell you racist?
I'm just telling you, you got me looking bad now. My beloved MAGA are saying I'm a racist host because of you.
They don't even know what racism is. They're the ones that made it. Go fucking figure.
No.
They're the ones that made racism. They are the ones that started racism. How you gonna tell black women that she's racist and we can't be racist? We are not racist because we don't have the power. We do not. Don't argue with me. Not today.
That's ridiculous.
Not today, Willis. Muppet.
You don't believe black people can be racist. That's crazy.
We could be
racist. You can be racist.
We could be prejudiced.
No.
We could do whatever we want, but we cannot be racist.
That's bullshit. As a black person, you can be. Plenty of blacks are racist. You can be.
Nope. That you know what you is? A ratty raccoon with a cock in your mouth to the white tea man dripping. How about that, Muppet?
Well, Bobby says 100.
How about that?
Bobby says she's white. $100 says so.
Oh, honey, I'm not white, sweetheart. You got me messed up. I know what uterus I came from, and I know what nutsack I came out of, okay? And I know it wasn't no white tea people. No offense to the normal white tea people, but no, I know who my mama and my pappy is. I'm not interbred.
Okay, well, I disagree with you that blacks cannot be racist.
Well, I disagree with you a lot of things. I disagree that you fluff all the damn time. I disagree that you give this motherfucker maggot that's in office more credit than what he's worth. He's not even worth a nickel. You feel what I'm saying? Do you know that this is the first time ever that we are going to go bankrupt? We are going bankrupt. He could go and pew, bomb, pew, everything in another country, but he cannot give. He cannot give kids free lunches. They complain about giving our babies free lunch. They complain about feeding the poor. They complain about giving our vets money. They can complain. He don't even want to give you guys housing. He even said it. He does not give a damn about the housing. He said it out of his own mouth. He doesn't give a damn
believes
about people buying a home.
Trump believes in self-reliance.
But yet, there was a black woman that was going to give you guys $25,000 to get you a new home. She was going to go straight hammer for you guys. And she wasn't going to cut nobody's benefits. People was going to eat. And people was going to do what they want. Now, F around and you'll fucking find out. I bet you want the black woman now, don't you?
No, I don't think they want Kamala Harris. I think they're still happy with Trump. Let me read this before you continue. We the Rebel says, Tim, the thing she says is exactly what Klansmen say about black people. I don't mind the good ones. It's the ninjas I like. That is true. You do sound like a racist from that era. You say the same stuff.
I'm not. Okay, oh, God, I was so.
He's right.
Take the white cock out your mouth. I'm not racist. I'm giving them the same damn thing. That's how. Do you know what, Tim? This is why they walk on you and they call you the N-word behind your back and shit. This is why they put you in a tree. Me personally, I talk shit to them. I do.
You gonna put me on Sesame Street? You're calling me a Muppet.
Let me talk. I talk shit to the asses. I don't like them. I didn't vote for none of this shit. Okay? I have every damn right to go off on their asses. They threw all of us underneath the bus. For what? What did we do as black and brown people to get thrown underneath the bus like this? They wouldn't listen to black women saying that Project 2025 is real. They didn't listen to none of us. None of us.
Bro.
Oh, we're so fake, and we're mongering, and we're fear mongering, all this crap. Now look.
Well,
we are in the pits. No, you shut the hell up. I'm sorry. You let the white man talk shit to you. You would shut your ass up on God. I'm not racist. But I'll be damned I'm going to let these motherfucking maggots come at me and tell me what color I am. And come and tell me they're going to grate me because they want white people inside, white little maggots inside of me and shit. You got me messed up. And I will talk shit to them till the day I die. And guess what? The little orange Jesus is fixing to croak. And I can't wait till I got my champagne waiting and my tequila.
You realize how cruel this is? I see going down since that anger management work, Tim. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not racist. And you know what? Let me
You
tell
are.
No, shut the fuck up. I guarantee I bet your motherfucking thing is you know what I did last week? My happy ass went shopping, right? I got my son a pair of what's those damn and yeah, those Air Force Ones, right? I bought $150 for some Air Force Ones, right? Okay. You know what I did? My fucking fat ass. Well, I'm not fat, don't worry, but my little skinny ass. I'm so skinny. My little skinny ass. I bought the wrong size, and then I lost the damn receipt. Okay.
Oh,
I had
damn.
it in my trunk. Do you know I seen a white man walking barefooted, and he was homeless in 90-degree heat in Cali? You know what I did? I said, you know what? I said, stay right here. I said, please do not go nowhere. I got something for you. I said, I'll be right back. You know what I did? I went down the street, bought him some socks. I bought him a couple of gallons of water to wash his damn feet for him, help him wash his feet. You know what I did, Tim? I gave him $150 pair of shoes that I didn't even get for my own damn son. I bought the wrong size, and it was the exact same size that white man did. And you know what? I didn't ask him if he was a Democrat. I didn't ask him if he was a Republican. I felt bad because you know why? He was walking in 90-degree heat on the.
So
the
he's
ground.
homeless.
So fuck me with the bullshit that I'm fucking racist. I do not, and I will not like the maggots. I will not bow down to the knee to the white tea man, and I will not kiss their motherfucking ass, and I will not show them respect because they don't show me fucking respect. If they showed me any damn respect, they wouldn't take our fucking history out of our damn books. So fuck me with that bullshit. And I stay sucking on my shit. Chocolate all damn day.
Well,
Thank you.
Travis says she stole them so she couldn't take them back to the store.
You know what? My American Express bought them for me. I don't think you motherfuckers.
Hold on. Why didn't you do that? If you lost the receipt though, but your credit card would show that you bought them there. Why not use that to get your money back?
Because I didn't want to walk my ass up and back up in that thing, and I didn't. And I asked God, I forgot about him a couple of days, but then I snapped. I said, he needs a pair of shoes. And I asked him when I stopped, right? I stopped and I asked him, what size do you wear? I asked him, and I said, please I'll be right back. I bought him a 10-pack of socks, and I got him those shoes. People watch.
You gonna get that? You realize how many homeless people get robbed? You gonna get that man robbed for his shoes? You should, or he gonna sell them. One or the other.
You know what that man did? He appreciated the fact that I stopped and I gave him a pair of shoes.
I'm sure he
did. I didn't ask him. I didn't ask him if he was a Republican or a damn Democrat. But he was a white man, though. But I felt bad.
Well, listen. There are some black.
Spirit felt bad.
But
and you know what? These little spirits that you be kissing their ass, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about the homeless or the own damn people going hungry or the elderly that's going to lose their benefits. They don't give a damn. I thought this was America first.
There are some people throughout history that was racist and did things for blacks. That don't mean that they were any less racist. You did something for a homeless
Excuse me.
guy.
Okay, you know what, Tim? I'm fixing to go the hell of fuck off on you. Don't you ever call me a racist again. Don't you ever keep that out of your fucking mouth. Because if I was right there, I'll pop you dead in your shit.
I'm just simply saying.
Me out of jail. I'm not racist. I'm not. Don't you ever put me in that damn category again. And don't you ever disrespect me. Because I guarantee these little sorry-ass maggots are not the ones that are helping you in your damn life. Because I spent over 50 damn bucks on your
I'm
shit.
just telling you, you're calling them. You're saying they're inbred and.
I have opinion. And I'd be damned if I want to let the white man come and tell me anything about my culture. Or damn, I'd be damned if they're going to call me the N-word and I done fired that asses back. I tell them the damn truth. And you know what? You don't like me telling them the damn truth. You don't like me telling them what they did to us in the 60s. You don't like me telling them what they stuck dogs on our asses. You don't like it when I tell them they're taking our books out of their schools and teaching them white history.
Wait, hold on. You brought up them sick dogs on their ass. Do you hold white people of today accountable for what happened during the MLK era?
They are white, and they're doing it again. But they're not doing it dogs this time. They're doing everything else to us. History is repeating itself. Tim, you little fucking muppet. History is repeating itself.
All right,
What
gangster.
the fuck are you talking about?
I gotta move
Let me
it
tell
on
you something.
real quick.
W back. When they're doing the Mexicans right now and the Venezuelans, the W back is coming again. What are you talking about, Willis? Now they're coming. They're going after the Haitians and shit. They're going after Somalians. Who are they, Tim? Who are they, Tim? The black. History is repeating itself. So don't you ever come at me and tell me that, oh, I'm being racist. They're not sticking the dogs on us, but they're sticking ice on us. It's the same damn thing.
I'll leave it at that. Gangster grandma, I appreciate it. The ICE comment, that does hit home. That last comment, they're not sticking dogs on us, but they're sticking ice on us. That comment right there, that she got that in at the end, and that is something that would be worthy of discussion. That comment that does kind of hit on. But anyway, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 130,000. If you will. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody. Going back to the box, though, she might have a heart attack, somebody said. Looking in the comments, ICE are going after Hispanic, not blacks. That ain't true, William Lovelace. That's not true. Haitians eating cats and dogs. Somalis, Trump sitting in Minnesota. That was the whole purpose of them being in Minnesota, was the Nick Shirley shit. So that ain't true. I mean, the Somali stuff. Even Trump just said, if the Democrats don't sign this, the Save America Act or whatever to get the government back up and going, he was going to send ICE to the nation's airports. And he brought up the Somali population again. He started talking about getting rid of Ilhan Omar and stuff. So no, it is black people in there too. It's not about the color of their skin. It's about the content of their character. I don't know if that's always true. I don't know because look, when I see what happened with the South African refugees, South Afrikaners, I think they call them, Trump has banned refugees from coming here from virtually, in fact, no other refugees have come in America, have been allowed to come into America under Trump's watch this second term, but those South Afrikaners. So essentially in his second term, 100% of folks allowed to stay here under refugee status have been white. 100% of them. Go figure on how you want to phrase that, but 100% of the refugees let in the country under Trump have been white. And that's stark difference compared to what normally happens. Because most people trying to get in the country as a refugee usually be either brown or black. So to have a president have a 100% white group of people, you actually got to make an effort to do that because most countries coming here are not white. So for you to get a 100% rating, you got to do that on purpose. Anyway, let me go back to the box. How do you want to phrase it, Tim? I'm just telling you. I'm phrasing it like that. You're blissful in your ignorance, says Antonio. Blissful. You're teaching me something. Explain to me how I am blissful. Thanks for the input, but explain to me. Sanctuary cities getting iced. True. Look, Trump is using ICE as a force of revenge. It's just as simple as that. Because you got Steve Bannon talking about having ICE at the polls and all. I mean, they're using ICE as kind of like their own personal law enforcement agency to dole out vendettas. It's kind of what it is. I mean, expect the power of ICE under the Trump administration. Certainly, if he wins in the midterms, they're going to probably, their powers will get expanded. They may start doing more than just immigration, but Trump is kind of using them as a personal police force. You are lying, Tim. Let's see if you fix it. Fix what? And what am I lying about? Yeah, ICE needs to be demolished, and they need to take care. Wait a minute, somebody says super evil says ICE needs to be demolished, and they need to care more about the airport people that are suffering. Well, you can't demolish ICE. You do need an entity in there to do what their job is. It ain't that they need to be demolished. They need to be kept in check like all other law enforcement. And once you start giving them anonymity and allowing them to, all of that should never have happened. And just like with a lot of other things Trump claims, where you don't actually have the proof it's happening, the doxing claim is not really stoked in a lot of proof either. There wasn't a whole bunch of ICE agents getting doxed. I assume it's happened to a few, but it's happened to a few FBI, it's happened to a few sheriffs, it's happened to a few marshals, it's happened to a few beat police. There's not a huge instance of ICE agents getting doxed to the point where it was necessary to give them all the ability to operate anonymously. So that should not have happened, and that's what the Democrats are fighting against. Travelman, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Tim, how you doing, bro?
I'm in the trenches, man. I'm getting hammered. Gangsta Grandma just called me a Muppet again, so I'm just trying to survive.
You having a rough time, bro. What you guys talking about today?
Trump taking on the world. I'm asking, is NATO obligated to help America in this Iranian conflict? Because Trump says they're not helping, and we will remember that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Trump, NATO, the guy said it earlier when he came up. Mike said it also. NATO is a defense organization. We're there for defense. If we're on the attack, we're not on the defense, okay?
Yeah.
You can't bring up Article 5. That's what NATO for, Article 5.
Yeah.
Before you ask the question, yes, ICE NATO can survive without the United States. There's 31 countries in NATO. Yeah. They can survive.
I would not, something. Not only would I not ask that question, I've taken the position you have is that because a lot of folks, particularly my beloved MAGA, will often suggest that without America, NATO would be speaking Russian or Chinese. And I've said before that if you take America out of NATO, NATO still is probably one of the top most powerful entities on the planet. I mean, I don't think Russia by itself could be guaranteed a victory over NATO. You see how much drama the Ukraine alone is giving them. So I don't think that Russia would easily defeat NATO.
Ukraine kicking Russia's ass right now. They're taking back land.
Right. So yeah, without America, NATO as a group operating to defend themselves out of all the countries, they would probably be in the top 5. I mean, the United States could obviously give NATO some go. Maybe China because they got the numbers. Outside of that,
so NATO would be 3.
Yeah, NATO would.
Russia is just a third-rate country with nukes. That's the only thing that makes people scared of them.
Yeah, and NATO has nukes. I mean,
exactly. So look what Ukraine, and we really haven't provided support to Ukraine in like a year. We have basically pulled all support from Ukraine. They've been getting the stuff from
France.
NATO and European countries. Some equipment we have sold to NATO, or we've been backfilling by selling them to NATO, where NATO or European countries have sent to Ukraine. That's what's been going on. But if you remember when the Republicans stopped sending funds to Ukraine for like 6 months, that's when Russia started making advances during that time.
Yep.
And then, because you remember they talking about counting bullets and all that shit, because once again, Republicans cannot govern. They can win elections, but they can't govern worth a damn. Okay, so now this is like when Trump, when they put tariffs on some countries and said, "Oh, we gonna put tariffs on you, and if you retaliate, we gonna do it." Okay, so you know what I'm saying?
I don't like the fact that Trump has tried to operate in a manner of threatening his way to glory. I don't like that he's done it because this is what happens now that NATO's falling apart. He needs help. They don't want to deal with him. I mean, nobody's working with him. It's because you don't cussed out or said awful shit or threatened too many people. So now they're all, because look, at the end of the day, these folks all have, as prime ministers and chancellors and presidents themselves, they have millions of people that look up to them in their own country. You can't just let America punk you out and then expect us to reelect you as our prime minister. So these folks have to stand up to Trump. So by him doing, and this is what I've always said, is that if you got a beef with a prime minister or chancellor or a president of another country, pick up the phone or fly over there and y'all have a private meeting. You don't attack the guy on a worldwide stage because you force him to now act.
He does that since he came down that damn escalator.
Yeah.
How many days have went by, even when he wasn't president, where he wasn't insulting or attacking somebody? But MAGA, with their whining ass, they always like to talk about, oh, you know what? People always attacking Trump. People this, or people hate Trump. That's a bunch of bullshit. Trump gets exactly what he puts out. He puts out a lot of bullshit, and when he start getting it back, then they get all upset. Oh, you got Trump derangement syndrome. Meanwhile, as I've said before, they have head up Trump's ass syndrome, and they need to run down to urgent care and get the spinal muscle extraction procedure done.
Oh my
because
God.
they all fucked up. Because we have went over here to Iran. They didn't plan the shit right because Trump said, "I know more than the generals."
Yeah.
And General Kane told that I'm getting ready to say something I don't normally say. Okay. General Kane told that orange motherfucker, if you go in there, this is what's going to happen. And everybody knows they gonna stop anything from going through the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
That's a given. That's a given. Trump seemed to think that, okay, we're gonna bomb the hell out, drop bombs on their ass, and they're going to give up. They're going to capitulate. I think that's the word they said he used. They're going to capitulate before they can close the Strait of Hormuz.
I'm wondering this. I mean,
hold on. Let me finish this. Undoubtedly, this asshole do not remember, because he probably got some early stage dementia or some shit. He probably don't remember back to the 80s when you had the Iran-Iraq war going on, and them knuckleheads fought for 8 years, and it was a meat grinder, and they did not give up. And Iraq attacked Korg Island. So now Iran, not only do they have Korg Island, but they also have a pipeline that goes away that they can use. They can't move as much oil as they can through Korg Island, but they can move some.
I don't know. When you look at how long it took us to deal with Iraq, and Iran is a bigger, stronger country than Iraq was, and you look at Russia when they dealt with Afghanis, rather. I don't know. You know, when you say that they're gonna fold and capitulate, obviously Trump himself is no general or war planner. So the question where did you get that information from is what I'm saying. I'm asking, like, what would have led him to think that Iran's going to? I don't think any of our generals, the actual strategists and war planners, would have told him that. They would have told him they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz, and these people are going to see you as fundamentally trying to take away their very existence. They're not going to bow down. So where did he get the idea it was going to be a cakewalk?
Tim, it's called arrogance.
So he just developed this on. So he just developed this on his own.
This is what we did to Venezuela. These are some other things that we've done. I'm basically running roughshod over the damn world. He keep putting his lie out that he solved or stopped 8 wars. He has a Congress that has totally capitulated because he cut their balls off. He got a Senate that is like a eunuch because they're nutless also. So he's doing what the hell he wants to do. And all the think about this too. The generals, the 4-star, 3-star generals, they got rid of a lot of them.
Yeah.
That could tell, and the ones that they haven't gotten rid of is because they might be MAGA, or hell, he brought a 2-star or 3-star out of retirement. Okay?
So in other words, we got war planners and strategists that are essentially just loyalists. They're going to tell him whatever he wants to hear.
Not all of them, because some of them General Kane told him what was going to happen, or what was probably going to happen, and he disregarded the information. So you have no IG people in there. You got rid of the top Air Force, the other Joint Chief that was a fighter pilot. You got rid of the CNO. You got Patron Pete right in the Pentagon. All he was a freaking major in the National Guard. He don't know what the fuck he doing. Standing up here like he performative every day, saying all this crazy shit. And you know the other thing too, Tim. This is the other thing. Every department head or agency head in that administration, anytime they stand in front of the camera, they lie. Why can't they tell the freaking truth? He stood up there and said, we at the dignified transfer, we met with the families and they told us to.
Yeah, that's crazy. That black guy, yeah, the black father was like, we never said.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would do
I
that.
didn't say anything. Why you gotta Christy Nome lies, Pam Bundy lies, RFK Jr., he got a worm crawling out his ear, he lies. You know, they all lie and they all running around here holding multiple positions, okay? And they wearing shoes that's too big. And then he got 2 black generals. Well, I think one is the Marine Corps and one is Air Force, I think. And he basically pulled their promotion. And from what I understand, I just read, he told, not him, but one of the aides in the Pentagon told Patron Pete that Trump doesn't want a black general standing next to him.
Damn. Well, that's gonna be folks just saying it. You're not gonna be to prove that Trump tried to say he didn't want a black general next to him. I mean,
they're reporting it. They're reporting it, and he pulled, and Hegseth pulled their name off the promotion list.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so you got all this stuff going on, and then to top it off, now you're gonna go over here and you're gonna ask these countries, oh yeah, we over here bombing and dropping all kind of shit on Iran, and we started it on a lie, mind you, on a lie, because they don't have ICBMs that reach the United States. Now they say they got some that might reach Europe because they shot 2 at Diego Garcia. Okay, one of them fell out of flight. It didn't even make it where it was going.
Yeah, in my opinion, they shouldn't fuck with Europe. I mean, they already done fuck with most of the Middle East. They probably, I mean, eventually Trump going to get his wish, and other nations are going to join in.
You know, and I've been to, ain't too many people that been there, but I've been to Diego Garcia. Okay,
that little island.
It's just a freaking island. You can stand on one side, look across to the other side.
Oh.
They got a big ass liquor store on there, you know. But they got big stuff like this, and they do have they got a big runway. They can land some big planes on there and stuff. But that's pretty much it, you know.
But it's just a spot to have military, a tactical
all
position.
Military. Yep, all military.
Tactical position.
You know, and then they also, now this is the thing too. This stuff with what they've done to Iran is going to reverberate for a long time because Iran attacked some of the infrastructure in the other Gulf states. Yep. So their oil producing infrastructure has been damaged. Okay, once again, what kind of strategic thinking went into this bullshit? Because
I don't think much.
I
think it's exactly what you. I think it's exactly what you said in the beginning of the conversation. Is that they just thought these folks would capitulate. They just thought it would be a cakewalk.
They did, and they don't. They don't. And if we got 2 mules, 82nd Airborne, and now they're talking about sending another 10,000.
10,000.
Okay. And they talk about this is what he said also. We've destroyed their Air Force. That's what he said. And they have no Navy. Well, they never really had. They got speedboats and shit, right? Go back and take a look at history. On D-Day, there was no German planes in the sky. There were no German planes in the sky on D-Day. There was no German Navy giving any kind of resistance to the U.S. Navy. And what happened when they stepped on that beach?
A lot of deaths.
Exactly.
That is a good point.
Go look at Iran, look at Carg Island, look at the topography. They are looking down.
That's a really good point. You know something? I was watching a video of a war strategist on YouTube yesterday, and they were comparing the taking of Carg Island to Okinawa. They said a lot of similarities. You talking about the terrain. You talk about Japanese kamikazes. Well, they have drones that are kind of like kamikazes. There were Japanese suicide submarines. They had the Iranians have submarine drones that can do the same thing. The Japanese believed, Hirohito was a messenger of God, and they were fighting on behalf. They also have religious ties, and they believe it's all about their sacred home. There's a lot of, and we know what, just like you mentioned on D-Day with Normandy, taking Okinawa was also incredibly painful.
Not only Okinawa, the Battle of Peleliu, the Battle of Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
The Pacific battles were all brutal. And like I say, you look at the topography, and they're looking down. You know, it's gonna be brutal, man. Anybody, if you got any Marines on here, maybe some Air Force, that been to Okinawa, and I did a year on Okinawa, so I know how the terrain. I could just imagine how it was back then. You know, so the people planning this, they don't. I'm not a general. I haven't been to war planning school, but I'm assuming they know what the hell they're doing. But one thing, and I'll wrap up with this. So you got two Mews out there, right? So you got two different types of ships out there.
Okay.
They're both carrying a Mew. One is the Tripoli. Okay.
Right.
So the Tripoli is truly like an aircraft carrier. Okay.
Yeah.
It got all the planes, got the Harriers with the F-35.
The F-35, the jump jets.
They got all of that, right? The other one that's bringing the other Mew over, I don't call which one. It might be the Tara, I think. It is a true amphib ship where they raise the gate in the back and they flood the whale deck and the LCACs and stuff come out and they do an actual amphibious landing.
Right.
If they use the Tripoli, it'll be an air landing when they come in on the Ospreys and the helicopters and stuff. And then the 82nd Airborne would have to be dropped in also. So you got people flying, you know, coming down from the sky, and you got coming in on the beach, and you got the Iranian Guard sitting up there on the mountains with the machine gun and all other shit firing at them.
So you believe they're dug in? You believe they're dug into, because you mentioned Normandy and they had the machine guns, but we tried to strafe and bomb Normandy, but they were dug in. You believe on Carg Island would be similar, where they're dug in to the point where our Air Forces from above can't get rid of that. So they even still, when you try to come ashore, there are people there to shoot at you.
They've been waiting on this for years.
Yeah.
They've been waiting on this for years. And then, this is another thing, too, that pisses me off. Well, we've been at war with them for 47 years. Bullshit.
That's what he says. That is what he says.
So you can go back to 1953. Well, we've been at war with them for 43 years. We the ones started the shit when we went back in 1953 and toppled their elected president and put the Shah Pahlavi and Shah of Iran in there. And then that's how we ended up in 1979 with the hostage crisis, which brought us Ayatollah Khomeini. Okay? Now, yeah, they did the barracks, the Beirut barracks. I was actually deployed when they did that, the barracks over in Beirut.
In 83 in Beirut?
Yeah, I was deployed. I was actually on the airfield when they did that. So this stuff is not going to be easy. And Trump has insulted and berated all these other world leaders. And now we have to go back with our balls in our hand, trying to get them to help us out. Zelensky offered the drone technology. He said, matter of fact, they got people over there now, for what I understand. We turned them down the first time. You know, and think about this, and then I'm gone. Think about this. Remember when he was in the Oval Office? And
you don't have the cards?
Yeah, you don't have the cards.
Now he does. Yeah. Now he does. We need him.
He came back, and they got their foot in their mouth.
And that's kind of the story of Trump as a president, is you're seeing a lot of people on the way down that you talked about on the way up. And I mean, even Zelensky is one of them.
But you know what, though, when you look at some of the things he's done, he got a couple of things that he's done. But for the most part, he's pretty much fucked up everything when you look at it.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but I'll leave it at that.
Tim, he did. Okay, let me wrap this up then. He dismantled everything that the U.S. built since World War II. He's pretty much dismantled that. All the agencies and stuff that we've had, he's pretty much went in there and gutted them. You took Doge was a disaster. Not only were they a disaster, they went into the Social Security Administration and downloaded all this private data, because I know they had external drive. I worked in IT for 30 years, so I know what the hell they were doing. And they did the same thing probably with the IRS. So we got all our private data, and all of what's his name? Elon Musk. He had all the data on his competition because they were in there downloading all that shit.
Well, that's something that the next administration they're gonna have to decipher and see what type of damage that you're talking about that Trump has done, whether it's that type of stuff, corruption.
Look at it like this, though. That's that. Now look at what he's done internationally. He's alienated everybody. We're becoming pariahs. They went in there on some bullshit and dismantled USAID, which was soft power. They dismantled that shit. They put that crazy ass Lake woman over at Voice of America. Now they gotta hire those people.
Lots of apologizing, Trevor, and I gotta go. But lots of apologizing may be necessary. Appreciate it. Thank you as well. Tap the screen, get us up to 140. Which administration, the next one who can't define what a woman is? You're going to add a little bit more to that, big boss. I mean, if we're at war, if the economy sucks and people are paying $4 or $5 a gallon for gas, that "what is a woman" line ain't gonna be enough. There's gonna have to be some more shit that's got to get added to that. I mean, that ain't enough. I mean, you know, the "what is a woman" thing worked in 2024 because Trump was running on a really good economy from his first term, no new wars from his first term, the suggestion that we were more respected under Trump than Biden, and Biden was a sleepy Joe guy with dementia. He had a lot of things going for him in the 2024 election. In 2028, when the Republicans are, or even in the midterms in November, Trump's record for the first portion of his second term is nowhere near as positive as his first term. The economy is like generally the main thing you run on. Trump's first term, he had a lot of economic things to brag about. That is no longer there anymore. Gas prices were reasonable under his first term. That ain't around no more. So he had his second term, he got to answer for all of this shit. So I don't think that "what is a woman" is going to be enough. I'm simply saying you're going to come up with more than that. That ain't going to be enough this second term. When people are paying $5 for gas, that is not going to make them. Well, I'd rather work for the $5 per gallon guy than the "what is a woman" thing. That just ain't gonna happen. I don't understand how fighting men. I do not understand how fighting men follow Trump. Well, I mean, look, Trump has a way, and you're hearing it from a guy who's been to a couple of Trump rallies. He has a way of speaking that makes you root for him. He paints himself as a champion, as a hero of men, as a what I want to say. Because I mean, you know, he exposing the deep state, exposing the swamp, draining the swamp. That's something that most folks have been wanting forever. So he comes across as righteous. I'm talking about from his campaign. Now that he's been in for a year or so, a lot of that stuff he campaigned on, it's a little harder now to get the people to believe. But I'm simply saying, when he was campaigning, he comes across as somebody that will make you root for him. He's being victimized by the left. I mean, that's another one. I mean, you know, people trying to take his life, trying to assassinate him. I mean, he comes across as a guy that genuinely wants to help turn America around, and all of the corrupt, crooked entities do not want him to succeed. And he was able to paint that picture rather well. Based on his first term, he was able to make it make sense. But now that he's been in during his second term, the drain the swamp stuff, that's not going to work anymore. You're working with swamp creatures. You're appointing swamp creatures. You're appointing people that's correct. So a lot of the things that worked for him in the 2024 election, I don't believe will work for him in the midterms or for whoever he endorses going into 2028. Just simply put, his record now is not as good as it was in 2024. That's my take on it. And I see the comments, somebody says, he obviously says he's a con man, Tim. I did not fall for it. How are you? No, I didn't fall. Listen, I lean left on a lot of issues. Minimum wage increase, I'm pro-choice. You know, I believe in freedom of religion, a lot of stuff the right doesn't talk about. So, no, I'm not going to, but I understand it. You don't have to fall for something to understand it. I understand the picture he was painting. But what I'm saying is now that Trump has been in office for, you know, almost a year and a half, he can't paint the same picture he did going into the 2024 election. It doesn't fit. He has a record to run on now, and a lot of negative stuff has happened. Keep in mind, by the time we go to the polls in November for the midterms, there may be a significant amount of dead Americans that have to be explained. I mean, he just sent 10,000. You heard my last caller, the 10,000 more troops are going over to the Middle East. We're talking right now, it's the end of March. November is, we're talking 8 months away. By that point, either we're going to tuck our tail between our legs and leave Iran, or we're going to make some kind of swing at invading, either taking Karg Island, forcibly opening up the Strait of Hormuz. Whatever we do is going to involve some casualties. America can only have casualty-free warfare from the air, because nobody can compete with us at that level. Maybe from the sea, our Navy. But when you put boots on the ground, you're just a guy with a gun fighting other people with guns. Somebody's going to get hit. So once that happens, now you got to answer for dozens, hundreds, hopefully not thousands of KIAs in this war that is incredibly unpopular right now. Right now, the Iran war is not popular. And there hasn't been many casualties at all. Wait till people actually start dying. It's not popular now. So, yeah, it'll be a lot harder for him to run in 2026, the midterms, and whoever he supports in 2028, because you got to answer for all this stuff that wasn't happening when you ran in 2024. People actually voted for no new wars. People voted for him because he was the guy who was talking America first, focusing on us, not sending money to Ukraine and USAID, focusing on taking care of Americans and turning the economy around. People voted for that. Now, all of a sudden, he's talking about liberating Iranians and all this other stuff. People didn't vote for that. The diehard MAGA are going to say, I voted for whatever Trump did, whatever he does. They're going to say, I voted for that. But there's a lot of Americans that did not vote for all of this international shit. Looking in the comments, though, debating Trump's political record, and that's AI saying that. Real quick, want to make sure I didn't miss anything before we go to the next caller. MAGA reacts. Good evening, MAGA. If it brings them up, otherwise we may have to move over here to Instagram. MAGA reacts. Good evening.
Hey, what's going on?
And somebody said, "Who gives a fuck about this dumbass gender argument? It's literally a distraction that affects hardly anyone." A lot of people care about it, but I do agree with you. It don't affect nobody. What's up? So, MAGA reacts. Should NATO be obligated to help us?
I don't know. I mean, they should do it because all the money we contribute and all this shit, and all the times we take care of them. I mean, we basically, you said it. They just started paying their fair share.
Right.
We've been paying for them for the last probably 20, 30 years.
You know what I think it's like? I think it is. It's like, let's say, for instance, your dad used to look out for me and do all kinds of shit for me and really help me out. He has passed on, and you go on and start a fight with somebody, and they beating your ass, and you telling me I should help you because your dad done a lot of shit for me. And ever since I met you, you've been complaining that Dad should never have done that. I've been living. I mean, you never were favorable to it to begin with. And now you in trouble. You want to?
Still paying though.
Huh?
Still paying. We're still paying.
No, not like with the tariffs and all that stuff.
It's not like we stopped paying.
No.
And it's not like they didn't. They also had tariffs on us, Tim.
No.
They still have tariffs on us.
I think you're doing what Straight Talk has done, though. You're not counting all of the awful shit Trump says about people. That stuff matters.
I don't care what you say as long as you pay my check.
No, a lot of people do though, man. A lot of people are not going. Hold on.
Like you keep business.
No, a lot of people are not going to say, as long as you're giving me money, you can say anything you want about me. No, everybody don't think that way.
Most people do. The smart ones do.
Do you feel that way?
Fuck yeah, as long as you're keeping me secure and fucking paying my shit. I mean, who else is doing that for them?
So as long as somebody is looking at
doing that shit for
no,
them,
wait.
Iran fucking securing their waters and
paying for them and making sure Russia doesn't fucking take over?
First of all, I don't think that the folks in the NATO member nations, I don't think they feel as concerned with threats as the United States is. The United States is the country that's always talking about somebody is out to
Then
get
why
them.
didn't they let Russia into NATO?
What?
Russia tried to join NATO a bunch of times.
Well, the United States is hold on. The United States is the boss of NATO, like you said, because they were not paying their fair share. NATO, for the most part, and the UN has kind of let America lead. So America's the one that don't want Russia, for the most part, to be a member of NATO as well. So
Russia has a seat in the UN. China has a seat in the UN.
yeah, and Russia and America's been criticizing all of that stuff.
All right, if you say so. I mean, I personally have no dog in this fight. I like the UN. I want them to stick around. But
what about getting rid of NATO? You think we should get rid of NATO like a lot of MAGA
Sorry,
say?
that's what I meant. NATO. I meant NATO. UN too, but I think we could. I like NATO. I think they should stick around, but they should also step up and do their job. If they don't want to help us here, step up and help us somewhere else.
I think the reason
show us that you're part of the fucking team, that we're not doing all the fucking work and paying all the money.
I don't think you are doing all the fucking work, though. I think that because America spends far more, in my opinion, of its GDP on the military than is necessary. We have we're like the guy that's at the end of the block that have hundreds of weapons in his house, talking about he got to defend himself. Way more than necessary. There's no other country on earth that comes remotely close to all of the military equipment we have, and they safe. Ain't nobody fucking with them. I mean, we have way more than enough.
I want that guy to be at the end of my house to have all those guns.
Yeah, but the problem is the guy who has all those guns, he ain't tuck pointed his house in years. His lawn is fucked up. His roof is coming up. All he's doing is buying weapons. Just like in America, all those other countries, we
also take care of all that.
No, we
shit.
don't.
What are you talking about?
Here's what I'm talking about. Those other
we got some spoiled ass kids talking shit.
No, this is what
our fucking lawn is not taken
This
care
is
of.
what I'm talking about. Those other countries, they make sure their citizens have education, health care. This is a lawn and a roof.
We don't have health care?
No, we don't. No, we don't provide none of that to our citizens. They have that.
We have it. Just because we don't have government paid one. Listen, when the government does shit like that, in the end, it's gonna get corrupted and shitty. And that's,
I would, as a
exception, but government healthcare seems to end up being shitty because government, they never do a good job because there's no competition. They can't get fired. They could do the worst job on earth, and guess what? You're stuck with it. Here, if the government has shitty healthcare, you can just pay for your own shit.
In America,
if insurance sucks, you can pay for your own insurance, and it's affordable.
Margaret,
over there, anything private is not affordable.
Did you know that in America, the number one reason for GoFundMe accounts is people not having money to pay healthcare bills? The number one reason for bankruptcies is people not having money to pay healthcare bills. I would rather have that corrupt, shitty stuff you're talking about than a whole country with what actually is going on. Healthcare is killing people. You're talking, well, it might be corrupt. None of them other countries.
Because if you're dying, the fucking hospitals will take care of you. But in the end, we could afford to fucking do stuff like this. You could afford to go to get a surgery based on GoFundMe money. You try to afford any of that shit in another country. Most people I know that have free healthcare in their countries fly over here for healthcare. So why are they flying over here if their country has all the free healthcare in the world?
So you think the healthcare system in America, where you got to have a job and you're uninsured when you're between jobs, you think that's better than what they have other places?
I'm not saying it's both better and shitty. It's what you could afford it to be. And for most people, the shit we can pay for is better than what they get for free. It's in the end, you're paying for it either way.
I'm just telling you, that is the reason.
Managing it for you and taking out of your pocket as taxes, or are you just fucking taking care of it yourself and picking the best company?
I want healthcare in America to be just like dialing 911. You don't pay a copay when the police come out, even though it may cost a fortune. If you're on the top of a mountain and they got to send a helicopter to save your ass, no matter how much it costs, they do it. They don't charge you co-pays and all kinds of. They're able to do that, and they're able to pay the cops and the folks that fly the helicopter a decent salary. I don't know why it won't work in the medical industry.
I like how we do it here. It's a mix where big emergencies, big things, the government take care of. But most of the regular shit you could afford to get on your own, or you should be able to if it wasn't so corrupt.
No. Big emergencies happen because people don't have health care. If they had health care, they could get.
In the end, you're gonna pay for it either way.
No, if they had no, that's not that's not true. Because if you get maintenance treatment, that's going to be far cheaper than a big emergency you may have because you didn't get maintenance treatment.
Look, if you could get the maintenance treatment for cheap, or for like you could get charged 10% taxes, or you could take 5%.
What if the person has no income?
Pay for it yourself. I'd rather pay 5% and pay for it myself.
I would rather ensure that all Americans had health care. That's all I'm saying. I would rather ensure.
Yeah, so let's work again. Who pays for it? I don't give a fuck about the argument. We need to make healthcare more affordable in general. If you make it cheap enough, it doesn't matter if it gets paid out of my taxes or out of my pocket. You know,
well, I got somebody wanting to know if you pay for your. Do you pay for your own? Do you pay for your own insurance? Jason in the comments is asking that.
Yes, I have my own fucking company, and I pay for my own health insurance. I'm self-employed. I have to.
Okay. Well, I'm just simply saying one reason why America has all the weapons and shit we do is because when it comes to entitlements and helping out our citizens that are down on their when it comes to helping out American citizens that are down on their luck, we do less than almost all of the other first world countries. Healthcare is one of the things. Child care.
And also,
education.
That's not how money works.
What?
That's not how money works. If you take all the money from weapons and you put it in healthcare, it's not going to make it affordable. It's just going to it's going to cause inflation and make it more expensive.
Yet it's working for all these other countries.
There's small examples. You don't have a big country like America doing it.
Right.
What you have to do is provide the healthcare first. Like
supply
and demand.
To me, your argument is
supply. You can pay for it all you want. It's not going to make a difference.
We can
if you give it out for free.
We can afford to go be at war for decades. Buy all this shit. When it comes to healthcare, suddenly we don't have enough money to do it. We seem to find money for everything else, but when it comes to the people at the bottom of the barrel and they need help, suddenly everything becomes unaffordable.
Money is not a resource. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Money's not a resource.
Then why do they always have it for everything else?
Because we could do it. We have enough people to do the other shit. We don't have enough doctors. If we had enough doctors, there'd be fucking doctors working for pennies, and you wouldn't need fucking government health care.
I think
not enough hospitals, not enough any of that shit.
Yeah. I think what we have is a case of folks just come up with every excuse not to try. If we tried to give universal health care and it failed, I would agree with you. If we tried to give people education and it failed, we just keep just like with the gun debate. Well, whatever you do is not going to work, so let's just keep doing it this way, and people keep getting shot. You just keep coming up with excuses.
Make healthcare more affordable by making it easier, by training more doctors, by just making it. We need more healthcare. We need more hospitals. We need more doctors. We need more nurses. Once you have that, it becomes affordable, and then it doesn't matter if the government pays for it or I pay for it, because it's going to be affordable.
Yeah, I don't think.
It's like you're on an island, right? If you're on a fucking desert island and there's 2 doctors there, and I give you $1 million, and it doesn't matter, because what are the doctors going to do with that money? There's still only 2 doctors there. You can give them $500,000 each, and you're not going to skip the line if there's like 3 people ahead of you and they have food and you just have money.
Huh?
Sorry, it's just a complicated analogy.
It is very complicated.
Yeah.
I don't think you need more doctors and lawyers. I just think make a genuine effort to give folks socialized health care. I say you look at what all these other countries are doing, and they don't want our system. I would say we need to figure out a way to try to model our system after theirs. I mean, if none of them trying to ain't none of these countries saying, no, we want to do it the way American does it, where you got to have a job to have health care, and while you're in between jobs, you're not insured. You don't see any first world country trying to pattern their insurance policies after us. Nobody wants that.
You know what the solution would be? If tomorrow they had AI doctors, robot doctors, and you have unlimited doctors that you could fucking see for almost free.
You're going in and out. Your audio's going in. I think Gangsta Grandma, but I don't see her in there.
Give me a minute before you bring her up. Bring her up at the end. You gotta do these things.
Whatever you're doing with your microphone is going in and out.
Hold on, let me take my battery off. How about now? Do I sound better?
Yeah, much better. I don't see her in the thing though. She did put a Galaxy in there though.
You can bring her up at the end. Let me just finish my.
How about we'll
Okay.
If we had AI robots or AI fucking doctors.
Hold on, let me hear what he said. Hold on, let me hear what he said. Go ahead.
Yeah, if they had AI doctors, you could basically have healthcare for free tomorrow. So let's work on just getting more doctors, making healthcare fucking just cheap. Make it cheap, and it doesn't matter who pays for it.
You know what, Maggot?
Not
Let me
enough
tell you
doctors.
something.
It doesn't matter who pays for
You
it.
sound
It's gonna be
special.
shitty.
You sound like a special ed dropout on God. Okay? You know what? Let's break this shit down. You guys said no new wars. We are spending over $1 billion a day on this WAR. And you say that we should have health care like the universal? We could do that. We could do it 3 times. Do you know we could feed all the poor? Yeah, but you little morons voted for this shit. Now we're going bankrupt. You feel what I'm saying? And the poor people can't get universal health care. We can't get good doctors because they don't want to pay the good doctors any kind of shit. So shut the hell up, the maggot, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Bring receipts or shut the fuck up, on God.
All right, none of that is gonna work. I could give everybody $1 million, and if there's not enough doctors to see them, the doctor's gonna start charging more money. That's all that's gonna happen.
$1 billion a day for a WAR. If we could do that, motherfucker, we can have health care.
And
we have weapons to buy. We have weapons to buy. We don't have more doctors to see you. If we had more doctors to see you,
what are you talking about? We have doctors. Do you know what your little maggot little president did? He cut the damn things. He cut the what is that called? He cut the loans and stuff for the damn doctors. Do you know, like my daughters are going to become neurosurgeons, and he cut that shit in half. So it's going to cost them more to go and get in debt because of your little.
That's the same argument, though. The more you pay for shit, the more expensive it gets.
There's doctors out there that
the harder it gets to become a doctor.
You know what? You know what? That's why he likes the uneducated.
You need more schools. You need to just make education cheaper.
Okay. We have the bomb education. Do you know that
more doctors
Stanford is one of the best? Oh my God, I can't do it. I cannot do it. This is how
it's simple supply and demand. You need to improve the supply to make things cheaper. Paying for the little supply we got.
Look at me. I shouldn't have to argue with something that should have been swallowed. Your mama should have swallowed you. You feel what I'm saying? We should have free education. You know what? We're going booming every damn day. We should have free education. We should have free health care. We are the richest people, the richest country in the world. We should have all this. But oh no, we got to go boom everywhere and show them that we're so damn powerful. And guess what just happened to our people? Guess what? Guess what happened to our soldiers?
You don't know how money works. Being rich doesn't make hospitals magically appear.
Guess what
doesn't make doctors magically appear to spend the money on.
And some of them are unalive. We got more deaths now. Thank you to you fucking maggots. We got more people hurt.
During the pandemic, we wanted to buy cars.
Shut the fuck up about the pandemic.
We couldn't buy cars. The
Shut
government could have paid for our cars. It wasn't going to make those cars appear because the ships were missing.
You are
so paying for things doesn't make them.
You understand what I'm saying, pendeja? You are that. You're a pendeja.
Gangsta.
Yes.
Why are you calling the man that? We know what that is.
He's a pendeja. He is. He's a pendeja. All of them are pendejas because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't. They voted against their own interests. They voted against their grandmas. They voted against their poppies. They voted against the poor people. They voted against their own vets. They voted against everything. This mofo is not here for us. He's here for them. He has made more money off of everything else but giving us our money. Okay, he giving us our money. He doesn't want no health care. He just yanked the ACA from everybody. 22 million people are getting screwed over.
All
Why
the
couldn't
ACA
we- why
did was
couldn't
make
they
healthcare
get
more
their healthcare?
expensive. The only
But
good
we
part of the
go
ACA
boom-booming.
was
We
forcing
could go
insurances
boom-booming.
to take on
I-
uninsured.
We could go
But
boom-booming
paying
for
for
Israel,
healthcare
right?
is
Let me just say this, and this is in defense of what Gangsta Grandma is saying, MAGA Reacts. You got Trump on TV making it sound like we got endless weapons, bragging about block bombing Iran, said we got plenty of this stuff. To be doing that and saying you don't have money for healthcare looks bad. I mean, he making it sound like I can bomb you guys all day long.
We have endless weapons to buy. We don't have endless doctors. If we had endless
What are you
doctors
talking
looking for
about,
work,
Willis? You sound stupid. That's why I call you a pendeja, man. You are truly a pendeja. You are.
look, if I could give you all the money in the world, if there's only two doctors you
shut
can
up.
see,
Oh, God.
it doesn't
Please.
matter how much money
You know what,
have.
MAGA
You have to
Reacts?
wait your turn to
Quit
see those
going
doctors.
and bowing down to the white man. You're never going to be at his table. You screwed when you went up to that
I'm just
booth.
talking math.
You screwed a lot of
Race
people.
have to do with math and simple supply and demand.
You know what,
economics.
dude? You know
How
what,
about
dude?
you take a
You're
fucking
special.
class in
Like I
economics
said,
and
you're a
how
pendeja.
micro
You
and
are.
macroeconomics
Oh, God,
works.
you are. You know what, Tim? This is the ignorant that we should have been swallowed. You know what I mean? I cannot roll my R's. That's why I said it, you dumb
2 minutes.
But you know
2
what?
minutes.
You know what, Tim? This is why he said he likes the uneducated. And this is why he said the smart people are mad at him. This is why. Because the stupidity that's coming from the right is pathetic. You know what I mean? They voted against their own interests. He said no new wars. We're at war right now. $1 billion a day. So far, how many days have we been? And he's still asking for more money.
Yeah.
But yet,
We've only been at war 20 days.
we're going
That's
bankrupt.
not even a fucking war. That's nothing.
But yet, we're going bankrupt. But yet, he said there's no money to feed the poor. But yet, we can't get no medical for us because why? We're broke, right? But we got it, right? Like Tupac said, they could go bombing people. What did Tupac say?
Got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor.
You can't feed the poor. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right there, he wasn't lying. We could go and boom everything to get oil and stuff, but we don't have enough to give everybody health care. So, and you know what's sad though? One of my friends has stage 3 cancer, and she was on ACA. And when she was paying $200 a month. Now it's over $800 a month, and she doesn't even know how she's going to make it. And she has cancer. That's what you motherfuckers did. Maggot Reacts. That's what
Wait,
you
so how
guys
did she
did.
lose her insurance? Why did she lose her insurance?
Oh my fucking
She
God.
didn't say she lost it. Trump's changes made the price of it go up. She didn't lose it. It just got more expensive.
She should be on disability. I don't know. Something
Oh
missing
my
from
God.
the story.
You know what, Maggot React? You're stupid. You're fucking stupid. Quit kissing a white man's dick. You're never going to be white. You're never going to be at his fucking table. You remember that. He doesn't like your fucking ass.
All right, Gangsta Grandma. We'll leave it at that, Gangsta.
I'm not like you.
Appreciate it, Gangsta. All right, so I just want to say, and thank you, Gangsta Grandma, for coming through. So just to continue, and you and I,
Tim, for the record, she's never going to be black either.
she is black.
She's not black, man. She's a white woman with no teeth.
What the hell? Let me just say, and thank you for that, Rod S. Appreciate that hat mustache. Just continuing on with the show. You know
I met people like her. You know, they suck. I met white girls like her. They suck so much black dick that they think they're black, but she's not black. And she's even admitted to that. It's not like I'm making that up. She literally says
you
it every time she's on here.
don't become black through oral sex. Otherwise, let me not say
That's
anything.
what I'm trying to say. That's why she's white. But she thinks she is.
Okay. All right. You almost, it's like you're yelling Candyman 3 times by saying that about her. You do realize that, don't you?
I know, but she's coming up here no matter what.
You begging her to return. But anyway, what I was going to say is, moving on with the show, do you believe who's responsible for the government shutdown? You know the TSA agents are not getting paid. Why is that? Why is the government still shut down and these folks donating plasma or sleeping in their damn cars?
I mean, I definitely blame the left for this one. As much as I want to blame the right, I mean, what did they do?
Well, I'll give you a clip because it does pertain to what you just said. You blame the left. What did the right do?
Unless, like, the SAVE Act, if really the SAVE Act is what's stopping it, then I blame the right.
Well,
but if it has nothing to do with the SAVE Act and they're trying to push their way on ICE,
I want you to hear this. This is Senator Kennedy. He's obviously, he is a Republican from Louisiana, and him and Ted Cruz, you'll hear him talk about it.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
So you got a Republican senator, said him and Ted Cruz, they had a deal with Democrats, and Trump said no negotiating with Democrats. He said that we could have had TSA paid by the end of the week.
then it's the right's fault. If everything you said is still accurate right now, because I think they had a few more deals since then yeah, it's Trump's fault right now. It's not even the right or left. It's Trump's fault right now. Then.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but just his statement. Even if you take what's going on now out of the picture, his statement is very telling of him saying Trump. So that just goes to show you a lot of the turmoil that we're dealing with in terms of the political parties. It's pretty clear Trump is not leading us from a standpoint of trying to unite us. I mean, he's just pretty much my way or the highway type stuff. So anybody who wonders why the Democrats ain't working with Trump to make the country great again or whatever, sounds like Trump ain't working with them.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all true, then I agree with you. But, Trump's Trump. So hopefully tomorrow he wakes up and we have a deal or some shit happens. Because you never know with him, Tomorrow we could have peace with Iran and fucking DHS and everything back.
You don't killed like multiple layers of Iranian leadership, not to mention a whole bunch of innocent citizens, little girls, and we're never going to have peace with Iran. We probably won't have peace with Iran for the rest of our fucking lives behind this stuff. They may not be doing anything that we can see, but lying in wait, maybe strengthening their forces for some kind of attack in the future. We're not gonna have peace from Iran for a long time. We've done so much damage from what Trump has just did. I mean, the leader's dad and mom and kids got killed by him and Netanyahu. They have no legitimate reason to be peaceful with us whatsoever with all of the damage we did. Not to mention,
Tim, you're probably right, but I'm sure somebody could have said the same thing about Iraq a while ago. But now we're good with Iraq, and maybe the right moves are made, and we're good with Iran. Maybe it all goes to hell. I don't predict the future. I don't like to predict the future. And I
don't think we're even good with Iraq, MAGA reacts. I just think right now ain't nothing happen. I don't think the average Iraqi citizen likes America. I asked you this before. Would you send your child, or would you go to Baghdad for vacation?
I mean, I just wouldn't go in general, but yeah, if there's a reason to go to Baghdad for vacation, I would. If there's a theme park there, or if there's a fucking monument or something to go see, I would go there, no problem. I
don't tend to buy that. I'm just simply saying, I do not believe the average citizen in Iraq, with all the damage we did there, has a favorable view of America or Israel, for instance. And just because they ain't actively doing anything, don't mean that they don't wish they could. They just may not be in a position to do so. And I think Iran's going to be like that now too, which could ultimately lead to those countries starting to team up. We got the same enemy in combination. He fucked us over just like he fucked you over.
Listen, I don't have any Iraqi friends. I have friends from Syria. I have friends from Iran. I have friends from all over the Middle East. just not Iraq. The one Iraqi guy, I could try to reach out to him and see how they feel. But I know Syria, the guy I know from Syria is cool with everything. He's happy with what's going on there right now, and he's finally able to go home and see his family again. Most of them are on our side. I mean, even right now, fucking the Saudis, or was it Saudis? The Saudis are one of them. The guy that prince wants us to keep attacking Iran. He's like with us. He wants us to go harder on Iran. It's the Saudis? Yeah, the Saudi.
Yeah, I think, but you got to understand, there is a such thing as media propaganda. I think in this country, we're going to show you.
I'm giving you like anecdotal evidence from people I know, and we know that the UAE hates Iran. Most of those Sunnis hates Iran.
Well, the point I'm making is this is not going to end peaceful with Iran, and I disagree with you that we end peaceful with Iraq. I don't think either one of those countries has a favorable view of America. Neither one of those countries. I don't think Afghanistan probably don't have a favorable view of us either. I don't think any of those countries like us.
That's because the Taliban took over again. But if it wasn't for the Taliban, if it wasn't for Biden's blunder in Afghanistan, they would be happy with us too. But we let their country be taken over by the Taliban again, so of course I
don't think any of those countries we were fucking with has a favor. I don't think Iraq, Iran, or the Afghans are going to have a favorable view of us for a long time. I just don't see it that way whatsoever. I mean, religion plays a part. Wars have played a part. Now we got a president that readily ridicules. I mean, he's making jokes and posting cartoons of killing Iranians. I cannot imagine them ever taking that and being able to forget the United States. Your president.
I mean, hold on. They don't even have internet to see those.
Bullshit. They make it. No, that's bullshit. They got access to the internet, Iran.
Iran's internet has been off for a month and a half, almost 2 months.
And so they never going to see this. And so they're never going to see this.
I mean, by the time they see it, they're going to be liberated and happy.
I gotta go.
Predicting the future. I
don't even have an answer for
predicting the future. I'm gonna root for America to do a good job and for Iran to be free, and I'm gonna root for things to be good.
I gotta go. When you lost me.
I hope Trump fails. I hope America fails so Trump fucking doesn't win.
You lost me at liberated and happy. I gotta move it on. I appreciate it.
It could happen.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Winning the jackpot could happen too. All right, moving on with the program. That ain't gonna happen. What happened? Oh shit, I gotta reset them. Apparently my screen dropped out.